stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
All right, Mike check, you good? All right. 1969, Bill France Sr. had decided to build a super speedway to rival Daytona International, and boy, did he ever create a monster. Talladega Super Speedway, NASCAR's fastest track, plays home to the Outlaw Sim Series and their 17th race of the season, where you will see 85 laps of white knuckle, heart-pounding action, just from the green flag to the checker flag and every flag in between. All of us here at Sim Racing Media have your iRacing needs covered. From high above the track in the Tony Trapazzo Memorial broadcast booth, I am the Dogfather Shane Lake, pushing the ones and twos and giving you all these amazing views, which, by the way, look out for that Goodyear blimp. It is my buddy Angel Santiago, and Angel, on the 2-year mark of losing our beloved leader, something tells me Tony would be enjoying the absolute hell out of trucks and Talladega.
I think that is a great way to put it. Yes, Tony definitely nice to have our Tony Trapasso Memorial booth here. He loves trucks. He did love Dega. I think this would be a great opportunity. He loved the short tracks. Some of those local stuff. But yeah, this is I think something he would been out here to have fun with. Definitely remembering him on this somber day 2 years ago yesterday. Just losing our friend and. One of the best to ever do it out here, man. He taught lessons, and we're still continuing things that he's got going on up until then. And we're grateful, of course, for the time spent with him, the time that we got to be able to enjoy. I know many of you guys kind of joined on just a little bit afterwards, but even then, his legacy has still stuck around. I think that shows the impact that he's had with SRM. So we mentioned happy to always have the memorial booth for Tony Trapasso, our great friend, and now we're well, as you mentioned, we're getting ready to start the Outlaws Sim Series. It's their 15th official race. We mentioned 17 between the Clash and of course their All Star race. And I like that you mentioned you include those two races because if you're racing in the series, you're racing in those two races. Of course, we're suckers. We're addicted. We want to be here every single week. But 17 races is quite a season. You still got 4 more, if not mistaken. After 5 more, I can't do math right now. 5 more after this, and so that's quite the extensive schedule, and that can get pretty exhausting for some of these drivers. I think just mentally, at least, come late in the season, especially at a track here where there's not always a lot of give and there is a lot of take though.
Yeah, definitely, and especially considering they're doing 85 laps here tonight. That's roughly about a couple hundred miles, give or take. So 200 miles around this track is a bit on the exhausting side. So fatigue could play a factor by the time this is over, especially if they do get into long green flag runs. And with there being, it looks like 24 trucks in the field tonight, I got a feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot of action up and down the field before this race is over.
I think it's been long talked about how the trucks are probably some of the best, I guess you would say, vehicles, best racing machines, to avoid using the C word for the trucks, but the best out there almost when it comes to these bump drafting style tracks. And I think you can have a lot of fun. They're not quite as fast, you have that limited speed, so sometimes it feels like that helps maybe some of the drivers when it comes to that closing rate and allowing for some, as you mentioned, a lot of fun action, especially when you got 24 trucks out there. A lot of these guys, again, this far into the season, a lot of respect. They've learned how to race against each other. This is not their first super speedway race either, and so that does lead typically to some pretty good action.
Yeah, definitely. And looking back on the last few weeks of action, there's been one name that has been prevalent here, and that is the current points leader, the defending champion, Joshua Ballet, who has won the last 3 races in a row, whether it's been at Michigan, whether it's been at Martinsville, or whether it's been at Lime Rock. That 7 truck has been dominant.
Yeah, I think lights out is a great way to put it. They are saying 3 wins in a row, looking for number 4. But you know what? If there's ever a track that presents itself as the biggest opportunity to achieve, but also the biggest a chance to lose that 4 in a row streak is definitely Talladega. And we talked about it right before we went green here, or at least went live, where there's no fast repairs for these drivers, and that makes that challenge of Talladega, especially with a field of 24 trucks, that much more I think difficult really to be able to manage. Where do you want to be aggressive? And 85 laps, I mean, it's a long race, a lot of trucks, and no fast repairs. That can be leading to stress and disaster for a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely, especially as it gets later in the race, because again, the fatigue factor is going to be real. The tires wearing out, fuel loads, starting to drop, especially towards the end. The aggression level always goes up with 10 to go, if not a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see who does what and where the giving stops and the taking begins here tonight.
And I guess to at least mention, I know you guys are used to Dave's wonderful voice here on Wednesday nights with you guys as well. He did a little switcheroo to be working out on the Racers Elite broadcast that we've got going on here in a little bit. So we appreciate Dave making that work for me so that I can jump in and help out tonight with our regular for Racers Elite out. And so kind of switch things around. But hey, you know what? I really enjoyed working with you, Shane. So this works out for me. Sorry there, Dave.
Hey, man, I enjoy working with everybody here too. So believe me, I don't mind mixing and matching because I'm just the monkey up here looking at it and calling it. All you guys make this look good. So I'm not worried too much about who's here. I have fun with all you guys. Trust me.
Hey, there we go. That's the mentality that we love. We're going to go ahead and get ready. It looks like qualifying just finished up, actually. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see. They're getting ready to go into the heat races. All right. So for your first heat, actually, this is going to give Emerson Arden, who actually did get the pole for the race, so he'll start up front for heat number 1. Let's go over here.
Yeah, we're just waiting for everybody to grid up fully.
Yep. They'll get gridded up here in just a few moments. Ben Park gonna start in the second position. Looks like for this. Let's see here. Yes, for this heat, Adam Gardner and Jonathan Bayer. They're in row number 2. Kyle Lingerfeld and Brandon Richardson. Oh, I didn't butcher that too much there, Brandon. In row 3. Row 4, Dan Park and Aiden Giordano. Row 5, Andrew St. Cor and Joshua Reese, with Devin Smith and Matt Rogers rounding out the field here. The 6th row, again, we got this the heat splitting up this entry list perfectly in half, 12 and 12. So we'll have these two. They're getting ready to grid. I'm not sure if I'm behind. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. We're not.
What
gridding.
happened?
We're not gridding on pit road. We're gridding on the front stretch. That's why.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm sitting here.
There it is.
I was like, it was like for a moment I said, wait a minute, it's showing me the cars that are on track, but where are they? And then I just saw at just for a moment, a little bit of a bumper at the very bottom. At the very bottom, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom of this. I'm like, wait a second here. What's going on?
Oh man, beautiful paint schemes you see here for that number 18 truck, Ben Park. A little bit of interstate batteries, of course, being
a little bit.
Joe Gibbs since their start.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a throwback to the time when J.J. Yaley in 06 ran a black paint scheme that featured this light and bolt combination. So it's cool to see this out on track.
Gosh, man, J.J. Yaley, I think he's still a guy that's racing out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see some of these guys that we grew up with, still doing it nowadays.
Yeah, I explained it to my wife now that, of course, she's got into NASCAR. She's, of course, very much loving it. And as she gets into it more and more, I explained to her, about the back markers and J.J. Yelly. And like, I'm like, trust me, he's a guy who well respected, of course. And he's somebody that he's out there in that back marker because a team like that can trust a driver like him to not destroy their equipment because they just can't afford to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, honestly, and here's a hot take for everybody, and here we are starting it already, I think if Gibbs put a little bit more in with JJ in the 18, I think he would have had a better career because he did well in the Busch Series. It's just for some reason, you get these drivers that come up into the Cup Series, you get into someone established like Tony. It was hard for them to really lean into the equipment for JJ a lot more than what they did for Smoke. So I think if he had the same equipment Tony had, we'd be having a different conversation about JJ Yaley.
I think that's a great way to put it. What's one nice thing about iRacing is that it doesn't matter. Your equipment is what your equipment is at home. As long as you have the internet that works and the equipment that works for you, you have an opportunity to go out here, lay down some good laps, and try to go win yourself a race. And what better place to do it here at Talladega? You see those fans are packed here in the stands. iRacing.com pace truck is coming off, but we got a little bit ways to go down the front stretch.
Yeah, that's the thing about Talladega. The start-finish line's not here in the middle of the tri-oval. It's down towards turn 1. There's 1,000 yards of difference between turn 4 and turn 1. As that Silverado made the left-hand turn, we got the field looking at Barney. The green flag is waving, and it's heat race number 1 from Talladega.
Pretty good start overall. Already 3 wide. Drivers looking to find a way to get something started. Only 3 laps in these heat races, so it's gonna take you a full lap just to get up to speed. So
Here we go already.
They was not clear. Oh, there's heavy contact for that 12.
Yes, I believe so.
Yep, that's the 12. And the 13 with him right there. Heavy damage for the both of them. And so that's gonna split the field pretty quickly right now. Top 4 have got themselves a little bit of a distance. 2 trucks here that if they can get lined up, they might be able to catch this from... Yeah, they should have the draft, so we should have about at least these first 6 trucks here, the first half to battle that out here. But those 3 right behind, they're not far. They might just
They might have a shot at if they can get lined up and hooked up.
Yeah, because these guys are battling here. That's a second difference, so they're right at the difference, maybe a little bit more, but we'll see. 2 to go. You've already got to get yourself set up, see where you want to be. The runs, they happen quick as well in these trucks, which is nice, though.
Yeah, definitely. And the big thing is, these trucks, you can bump draft them square, but just like anywhere else, you just can't do it in the corner, and we found out why. That's what started that first wreck, and here we go now with 2 lanes, 3x3, and that third lane back there looking like they're going to try to stack up a little bit, trying to get behind these guys. So this could turn into a 9-truck race.
It could. It has. They were quick. They did a great job. You mentioned it. All they got to do is get lined up. It's exactly what they did. And now you got 9 trucks here ready to battle it out, coming to the white flag as they get through the trioval.
Yeah, the thing is, these trucks push such a big hole in the air. The only thing that punches one bigger, I think, is the 87s, and I can attest from that personally. So here we go with Park in the lead. Looks like he's going to have to try to hold off a swarming pack behind him.
Can't turn those 87s Talladega sometimes. At least you can turn these trucks right now. Question is, who's going to do what to make a big move? You got the outside has got a pretty decent setup together, but man, that 29 Brandon Richardson is just all over the back bumper. That 18 giving him a great bump draft. He's going to go to the outside now, but they're not quite lined up. The 3 goes low. They're wrecking like crazy though.
He got the 3 upside down, and
now here comes Adam Gardner.
That did not take long.
And
looks like it's going to be Ben Park and
Adam Gardner. What are they going to do here?
It's going to be a side-by-side drag race. Gardner's going to try to get a little side draft going on. Park's at the inside line. Coming to the line. Who's it going to be on the front?
I think Gardner stole it.
I don't know. I think it was Park, but not by much. The Towers got it as Gardner.
Yep. Wow. Unbelievable. If they didn't wreck right there, Ben Park had it. But them wrecking gave Adam Gardner the opportunity to get that draft right behind him. And Ben was just a sitting duck. Great job to still hold on for my goodness, what was this? A 1/100th of a second finish?
Something like that. Yeah. Let me take a look here at the scoring pylon. Yeah, it was 2/100ths of a second.
All right, we're gonna do what you're not supposed to do. We're gonna pull up here just because I want to see what that actual finish was.
Don't mind a little BTS, everybody. It's not like the Wizard of Oz.
16/1000ths of a second.
Ooh, that's Talladega for you.
That's a beaut. That's right there. That's how it's done. All righty, great finish.
I mean, how many finishes have we had in the Cup Series where it's been thousandths of a second, mainly involving Ryan Blaney?
Usually, right? Unfortunately, the 12 did not have a great start to this one, which I don't know why I said it. Let's see, where did the 12 finish? He would finish in 8th there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had one wild ride tonight. I wonder if we're going to get more.
Yeah. And so I wonder how indicative this is going to be of our of the race. I mean, how aggressive these guys are going to be. This is just a 3-lap shootout.
Well, I think that might be the indication, because with 3 to go, everybody and their brother is just going to be wanting to take. There's going to be nothing left at that point.
Yeah, you don't got no friends, you don't got no teammates. The gloves come off in those final couple laps, right?
Oh, exactly.
Go over here. We're going on the front stretch where we're supposed to be. And as you can see, we'll actually pull up this.
You know what's crazy? I'm looking here at Talladega. Talladega and trucks give me PTSD. There's a reason for it.
I have the same, but go ahead first.
The reason for it for me is Alan.
Oh, gosh. What did Alan do?
Alan is the reason I'm actually here, but that's because he wrecked me in a truck race in an official lobby. Twice.
Okay, that doesn't sound too
the first par. Well, the thing about it is the first one stacked up about 15 of us. The second one got about 7 or 8 of us. And the damnedest thing is, he and I still finished second and third behind the guy who ended up winning, and we were all spread out by like a 1/10 of a second at the most.
Oh my goodness, who is he, Ricky Stenhouse?
I have no idea, but he had no help on the high side because I was trying to get underneath the guy who was leading, but I couldn't go below the yellow line coming to the flag. So I was like, screw it, I got to push this guy. And we were literally, his rear tire was up against my right front. Wow. When his left front was up against the guy's right rear coming to the line. That's how close all of us were.
Ooh. My unfortunate experience here at Talladega was in a league race. I had a big push. I was ready to come across to win this race. It was a big wreck to happen, so there's only 2 guys in front of me, and I was had a big draft coming to the trioval, and it was one of those that it was such a big draft coming because they were stalled out that there was just no way of stopping it. and the guy in second just turned right and hooked me into the infield.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And then it straight up said, "Yeah, hell yeah, I did that shit on purpose." Oh, my goodness, excuse me. There we go. That's the first time in 5 years. Wow, 4 years.
Yeah, it's Talladega, dude. You just pulled a Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Woo! That took about 4 years. I'm sorry, John. You can yell at me.
You know what? It's a Dale Earnhardt Jr. excuse. We'll be fine. It's Talladega.
Oh my goodness. Well, nonetheless, aside from that slight mistake, that's how angry I am. Still, many years after that, because the guy did straight up admit to it. He was upset with me because I was upset with him the previous race for dumping me on the last lap for 11th. So.
The craziest thing is I have more wins here in an 87 car than anything else pavement-wise on an oval. Wow. That's the craziest thing.
Well, let's see who's going to win this heat race. Three laps on the board.
As the iRacing.com Silverado comes down, it's Joshua McClune and the 57 of Emerson Arden on the front row. Green flag is out, and we are down for heat race 2.
You mentioned that 7 truck. There he is, strong already on the outside, pushing that 77 of Seth Berger hard on that outside, trying to make a good run. But even with the strong help on that second one, there you go. Now you got a 4th truck coming up at least. You got to have 3 trucks. You got to have that 3rd truck really doing something to make a difference, I think, if you want to make a pass here.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have that help. And the thing is, at least these guys are a lot more connected, which tells me that we're going to see a true back and forth in this race. I mean, we got a couple of trucks kind of lollygagging towards the back here, but I wouldn't rule them out either, because again, we saw the big wreck in the first heat. Anything can happen in 3 laps, or in this case 2, as we're getting ready to hit the 2 to go right here.
Yep, 2 to go is typical. You have 1 heat that's going to be,
here we go,
and that's that bump that comes right off. What a save on the 6.
What a save.
Joshua McClune, I mean, I thought for sure that he was wrecking the entire field.
That thing was gone.
Wow.
That was 87's sideways, and I say that because there are so many times in the tri-oval I was counter steering my car at 200 plus miles an hour, so that was 87 sideways.
And here we are. Look at this 3 wide, looking to the outside. That 7 truck kind of stuck in the middle. Not a lot of help. He's got a blinking truck kind of right behind him. That's not going to be a ton of help here. Here's the 77 still in front. You got the 2 on the outside trying to make something happen. The 3 wide, and I think I can hardly tell if that's a 55 or who that may be with him on the outside, but here it is. We're coming to 1 to go.
81.
The 81, that's correct. Max Service.
Service in the 81 trying to help get that outside line pushing. White flag this time by. The 77 and 7 are hooked up. I think that's where it's going to be, is that middle lane is looking pretty good, but they disconnect a little bit coming through here.
That outside lane gets a little bit into the wall. The 28, the 28, Brandon, I think Combs, he's going to go ahead and jump low. That's going to destroy the run the outside lane that 3rd lane is going to have. So it's going to see what kind of run. It's going to be a big push on the outside. I think we're going to have somebody go 3 wide. And that's exactly what happens here. I think that's the 9 truck. Man, it's kind of hard to tell when everybody's right on top of each other.
I think it's a different paint job this weekend, too.
Maybe. He did get shuffled down to the outside. What's going to happen is they come across, though. I think it's going to be that it's inside lane.
Yeah, that inside lane looking strong here, coming to the flag. Oh, yeah, that's going to be the 28, I believe. No, that's not the 28. I'm 88 truck. Again, different paint job this week.
Mm-hmm. And the 77, though, great job coming right up to the field. He made that one pretty darn close. I like, though, the 88 using a little bit of Brad Keselowski paint scheme. We know how good Brad is here, so why not use a little bit of good luck from, hopefully at least a little good luck. Yeah,
nothing like a little bit of Penske power here to try to help get you through the field.
I tell you, Penske probably wishes there was Talladega in this first round of the NASCAR playoffs right now. How abysmal this Darlington race was for them.
Oh, dude, everybody outside of Toyota is wishing it was something else.
Oh my goodness! I mean, because even the Chevrolet's not having not one in the playoff driver in the top 10 was incredible.
The fact they had no one in the top 11, that was the first Chevrolet, was 11th.
And it would have been higher had he not had the fuel issue either.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, tonight, for those drivers who preparing themselves, we're going to have green flag pit stops. Odds are 80% fuel, so we should be seeing probably,
I would say
2-3 stops?
I would assume 2. I mean, you're drafting a lot. I would say 2.
depending if you're that first. You don't want to be that first truck too much, but nonetheless, making sure you have your friends, that your partners you can come down pit lane with, and be prepared for these green flag pit stops, because you definitely don't want to be out there alone. And with 24 trucks, I mean, you're gonna see probably 2 to 3 different packs come up, and especially as green flag laps go, you're just gonna see things continue to spread out.
Yeah, speaking of those 23 trucks, it's Adam Gardner and Jeremiah Stutson on the front row. Seth Berger, Ben Park, Merlin Duran, Aiden Giordano, points leader Joshua Ballet, Josh Reese, Matthew Setzer, and Emerson Art on your top 10, with Brandon Combs, Brandon Richardson, Jesse Adams, Forrest Hamilton, Max Service, Ben Henry, Andrew Sankoya, Devin Smith, Josh Fox, and Kyle Langerfeld, your top 20, with Joshua McClune, Dan Park, and Jonathan Bayer, your 23 on the field. This is going to be one of those races. And the thing about it is, for pit stops, if it is green flag, you do not want to slide your tires coming onto pit road. You will screw yourself in a massive way if you do that.
Yeah, and so that's one of those things. Well, and I guess I just mentioned, about having, your friends and who you're coming down pit lane with. You got to make sure that you're all on the same page. Everybody's taking. If you're, yeah, you just can't afford for if you're a pack of 4, for one person to do, something different, and you always got one guy who says, well, I want to take tires, or no, everybody has to be on the same page to make this work, because I think the teams, the drivers that stay together the longest in his green flag pit stops, of course, we've seen it in real life, we see it all the time, those are the ones that are going to find the speed over the long run, sticking together, using that draft to their advantage.
Yeah, well, the iRacing.com Silverado's made that hard left-hand turn. It's about to be Earnhardt country, 100+ thousand in the stands. And the green flag is about to go out. We are truck racing from Talladega, and they're already locking bumpers going down into turn 1.
Yep, you want to be, you don't want the opportunity to lose the draft. It's just going to be killer, of course, and especially when you're one of those back drivers, you're scared to lose the draft, and so you want to be right up on there with somebody. But also the opportunity, if you can get up there and save some fuel, you can definitely lower the amount of time that you are on pit road. Now, I know we hear about this all the time for the cup races on a normal basis. Sometimes it's almost, oh goodness, repetitive. Oh, I'm tired of hearing fuel saving, but it is a legitimate thing, and something that not you're going to necessarily see here for those same reasons, but something that can definitely work out in your favor should that be, should you be in that position. Maybe you don't want to be running up front. Put that yourself an opportunity. But I think some of these drivers don't care. We got a quick 3 wide to the very top, looking to make something happen already very, very quickly, and that's including that number 5 truck.
Yeah, Matthew Setzer off the rip. Decided to get
I think he
that
led the lap.
line going. I think he did.
Wow.
And he's got second in points. Brandon Combs pushing him. Yeah, I believe that 5 truck just completely annihilated everybody going to the front. That is some Earnhardt bull right there.
I did not think he was going to lead the lap, the very first one. That was very, very impressive. To do it on the outside, I think that kind of caught everybody sleeping almost. I mean, they just hooked up and they were gone. And look at this. They're going to go right down into the middle. They're going to try to do it. The 28 gets left out a little bit. But the 99 slides down with them. And if anything, it gives them an opportunity now to control the lane should they be teammates working together still.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that 5 caught everybody napping because everyone's more concerned about the bottom loop groove and the second groove right there in the middle. No one figured the outside line would be effective, but the 5 truck said, you know what, hold my bear. I'm going to show you how we get this done, and went straight to the front.
And I think that's, I'm going to confirm that here. Yeah, those drivers, from the Dark Horse Racing camp. The 5, Matthew Setzer, that 99, Forrest Hamilton Jr., and then 28, Brandon Combs. So that was a very, very... I think that was probably some of the best example you could possibly see of anything when it comes to teamwork. Just so quickly that they got that lead. I mean, again, to put this into a perspective, they started in 10th. In this order right now, they started in 10th for Matthew, 16th Forrest, and 12th for Brandon. And then in that first lap, they were on the outside, and Matthew had led the first lap. That is just, again, unbelievable teamwork. And here comes the 81 now to the outside.
Yeah, Max Service looking to try to get the outside line running, but he doesn't exactly have the same help that Setzer had in the 5. That was what you would call and I hate to borrow this term from EA Sports, but total team control right there. Because now these guys are trying to control the field.
Man, I remember being a kid pulling out the video game and so happy to play that, and being a Jeff Gordon fan, I'm like, well, I don't want to help Jimmy Johnson for nothing. I'm kidding. It's great to see really the and I mentioned it, you know, you have to have that third truck pushing. You see the 7, you talk about being the championship leader. He is strong, that third truck on the outside, and it's what's showing that third lane can be very successful. I've always talked about how you can make passes, and here comes the 81 right in front of the 5 in that middle lane. That was almost a possible wreck.
That could have got ugly. I mean, he literally chopped the nose off that 5.
And with that, I mentioned that it's nice to see that you can go middle, outside, into the third lane. As long as you have that help in the second, that third truck, you can make those passes, and it's nice to see that there's a good amount of trust amongst these drivers, especially after the way that first heat went. But I think as well, we saw from that first heat, everybody finding really the edge immediately of what they can and they can't do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, it's only, what, 5 laps in? Yeah, about that. It's not like it's 5 to go. So I wouldn't stress too hard about it. So right now, I think everyone's just kind of feeling everything out and just kind of making sure that they can actually get stuff done first.
We have all 23 trucks. Everybody's still right there. Nobody's lost the draft. You see these guys just kind of relaxing, I would almost say. Let's go ahead and go on board with the driver in the back here. Let's show, you know, my favorite view. Let's go on board. Let's see what it's like for somebody just kind of racing back here for, you know, driver at 13, Jonathan Byer. Walk us through here. What's going through his mind? Why is he back here? Why is he at 7,100 RPM? Clearly a lot lower than maybe what some of these other drivers might be in front of him.
Right now, I think he's just kind of chilling. He's letting everything develop in front of him. This is stuff I would do personally. He's just kind of riding. He knows what the trucks can do. You see him kind of making a move on the 88 right now, but he's not trying to force the issue. I think he's probably going, why get through the first pit stop, get the tires on it, get the fuel in it, or just get fuel in it. Tires really aren't that big here at Talladega, usually. But at the same token, he's just kind of riding right now. He's letting everything develop. He's kind of studying what's going on and feeling out what his truck is going to do and just kind of making a mental notebook of what can happen later on in this race as he moves up towards the high side to get behind the 88, just trying to sniff a draft. I think his truck's a little bit on the loose side because the way he just dove underneath them. And that's the other thing. The air might help you here, but it can also harm you. And we just saw evidence of that with that nose washing out on the 13. Yeah, I don't think this track is going to be cooling off much as this race goes on because I have seen this track at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night before on here still be at 110, 115 degrees. So it wouldn't surprise me if this track stays hot all night long.
And I mean, I think about it, you know, that's in Alabama. Here in Florida, you know, you can have the asphalt still just hot and steaming, you know, hour or two after the sun is even set. And you know, something we're checking for our dogs, you know, making sure that it's not too bad for them. And that's one of those things that you still feel that heat coming up off of there because it's just been building. It's been baking all day. Oh, one truck up in the wall a little bit. Very minor contact for the 3 truck. He should be just fine. That's Dan Park. He's going to kind of get right back here into line.
Yeah, he probably just scraped the paint off it a little bit. I mean, you can get away with a little bit of contact here, but, you know, these trucks, as hard as you hit the fence, as you're able to hit the fence with these things, you could really do some damage with as close the tires are to the fenders on these things.
Yeah, and no fast repairs, and so that's the wrong logo up top there, pulling up Daytona instead of Talladega's logo. We'll pull that back off. Yeah, so that's one of those things that you really think about where it's like, oh my goodness, you know, the heated track, trying to get through, trying to maneuver your way in between everybody, and just seeing these trucks get really squiggly around here, where the heat's there, and they're having to get through it. Luckily, of course, they're not actually in the trucks themselves at home. Hopefully, at least a little bit of a fan, a little air conditioning to keep cool. But nonetheless, still got 76 laps to go, and there's a good portion of this very, very long part of this race to go still, where you're seeing that patience, but again, you're seeing that shiftiness from these trucks, where I think later on in the race, you might see the 95 going up. You only see if he gets anybody to go with him. Nothing at the moment, but he'll collect up a battle. And where you try to start making a decision, do you want to maybe take 2 tires? Do you want the 4 tires to have some of that grip in the truck for some last minute moves, or you just say, hey, let's go ahead and do no tires again, keep it going, and see what happens?
I think the big thing is it depends on where you are in the field. As the 7 of Joshua Valley comes straight down from the top to the bottom to protect that inside line, take over the lead. It's one of those where you gotta. It's about feel. Do you feel more comfortable on 4 tires? Do you feel better on the old tires and say, just keep me out there with the pack and, save the tires for if there's a caution? Do you try to get 2 tires and figure out, okay, if the truck's a little on the tight side, maybe we can loosen it up with 2 tires and figure out where we can go from there? It all depends on not just your feel, but when you're hitting with those around you. So this is where there's a lot of people running up and down pit road already like, okay, how's your truck? Okay, we want to take 2. You able to do 2? And it's all about communication right now as well. So we'll just have to wait and see who does what.
What would be your personal preference, I guess?
Personally, for me, if I'm in the middle of the pack, I'm taking 2. If I'm leading, I'm not taking any. Back of the pack, I'm taking 4 and just hoping for the best.
And is that under green? Oh my goodness! You see this yellow truck? You saw he was definitely fighting that wheel there. That was turning to the right. That was a scary moment. Are you doing that under green, or are you doing that under yellow?
Under yellow, I'm taking. Under yellow, it's 4 tires for me all the time. I don't care. I want to have the maneuverability, and because I know there's going to be people that will either stay out or just do fuel. If it's green flag, more often than not, depending on how the tires are going, depending on how the car was running or how the truck is running, I might take 2 tires, but more often than not, I'm just going to fuel it up, save the tires for later.
Okay, fair enough. I think they have a couple of things. Not mistaken.
I think they're going to leave a few sets in the pits when this is over.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and money wasted, I think, is what it's called, right? They say you paid for them anyway, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
But oh my goodness, you see a little bit of contact as well. You got to be right square at the back of these, trucks, a little bit off to the edge. And you see this where it gets these trucks, kind of sideways, and a little bit of that uncertainty. What I love though is just this constant through-wide racing. It shows that everybody it feels comfortable to get out there and put their truck in a situation where, again, with no fast repair, it's dangerous, but they're trying to see where their truck works. You're seeing a lot of different names right now. Move back in front, just trying to test where it works. You have to be able to go to the back and go back to the front. You want to try to, if you feel comfortable doing so, but you want to be able to test that in case you get a good idea. Because if you say, oh well, it took me 4, 5, 6 laps to finally get back to the front, you want to know then, okay, well, if I'm going to make a move later in the race towards the end, I got to make it with, my first attempt, at least with that many laps, so that if if something happens, I have an opportunity to, to come back and do it again. That's not my one and only chance.
Yeah, this style of racing right here is about building a mental notebook. If I'm able to come up to the front in a certain line, I know I can make this work. If I can't come up through a certain line, I know where I need to be. I know who I can work with. I know who I can't work with. I know who can push me hard. I know who I can push hard. It's all mental notebook at this point, because when the gloves come off with 5 to go, you need to know if that person is around you, what exactly they're going to be able to do to either help you or harm you get to the front.
And then, so follow up here. Are you the helper? Are you the helpee? Are you the pusher or the guy that gets pushed? What is your preference if you're out there on track? And does it vary for you between cars?
Varies between cars for me. I mean, in a truck, I love pushing the daylights out of somebody and then setting it up for the end where it's just him and me. If it's in an Xfinity Series car or if it's in an 87, I'd rather have that person in my middle. So it all depends on the situation as well. I mean, anything and everything I have personally been in. Like I said earlier, I've got like 4 wins in the 87 cars here. 2 of those came from just flat out dominating and keeping people behind me. 2 of those came with me coming back through the field. So it all depends on what you're able to do. And I've been through every position through this field, as we just saw. The field is basically within 2 seconds. I have been within 2 seconds of everything before. So it's about preference. It's about comfort. It's about your notebook. Keep building it as that 56 got sideways.
Yes, he did. Heat 1, or sorry, Heat 1 winner. Heat 1, Heat 2 winner. He won or Heat winner, sorry. Almost had quite the moment there. Heat 1 winner, yes, sorry.
Yeah. The boss man here, Garner, just...
But look at this. I'm sorry to interrupt there, but that last lap was almost the entire field's fastest lap.
Well, that doesn't surprise me any. The fuel load is burning off a little bit. Everyone's getting a little more aggressive with the pushing. It doesn't surprise me.
Goodness, you'd almost think that they had stage points to be racing for the way they are. It also, again, just shows, I think, the level of trust as well. You have to have a trust amongst the drivers around you to feel that you can be this type of aggressive, to go 3 wide at the top and know that, you're not going to get run up the track the way because some drivers can't hold a line, So you have to feel that confidence as well. And that's one of those benefits that you have. 17 races into a season where a lot of these drivers have just gotten that added benefit of really racing around each other. And as you mentioned, the mental notebook of a race, imagine the mental notebook of a season of who you can and can't be around, who you do trust and who you don't trust. And I think that makes for, again, what you see here, some great action on track here. 3 wide, just constant. Oh no, as I mentioned it, they're wrecking. Oh no.
There we go. Oh, looks like it's only a couple of
Nope,
trucks
and
here.
then it was a one right in front.
There's no more.
There it is.
Oh,
Wow.
this might spell disaster for a few of them. But no, your point, they had 2 races at Daytona to start with, and then they did Talladega not too far after that. And here we are back again. Yeah, you tend to learn a lot, but this might be a race ender for a few people now.
Quite a few, and we saw some get some hard hits, and we saw, again, you mentioned where it looked like it was just a couple of people, but then it was an incident right after. And I'm actually showing 2 drivers right now that actually have meatballs. Pulls it up for us now on our live timing, which is very nice. And so because of that, their opportunities are completely over for this win.
Yeah, unfortunately, as we take a look at what caused this.
And this is going to be, really want to focus almost on this 3rd lane up here. Try to get
take a look at the top shelf, and I think what happens is it's a bump draft gone wrong. You can see right there, the 3's already kind of getting knocked sideways a little bit.
Let me get a better view. There you go. Oh,
and
yeah.
right there, who is that? The 70? Who is that yellow truck right there?
That yellow truck on the bottom?
No, right up here behind the 3.
Oh,
the yellow nose truck.
That is the 18, I believe.
No,
it's 12,
it's not
12.
the 18.
That is a 12, Andrew St. Core. Yep, and he gets a little
Andrew
contact.
St. Core.
I
think.
Yeah.
And he bounces it off the fence. Unfortunately, the 56 catches the fence and takes somebody with him. But I think it all started because he got the 3 jacked up a little bit, tried to give him a little bit of room to save it, and then he ends up getting pounded in the process. And now we have Max on the apron here as the 90's still trying to catch himself.
Yeah, there's just no way.
He ends up going nose first, and then he gets bashed.
There's no way he was going to save that. And so we're going to go, let me go ahead and go on board with this 95, because 95 almost, unfortunately, is just, and you're going to look on board and you'll be like, well, it looks like he's moving the steering, but the steering wheel, everything is so, how do you say it? Very finicky. Yes.
Yeah, it's so pinpoint.
From Chambersburg.
Because these guys are only running like an 8-to-1 box usually, or maybe a 12-to-1. So,
and you can see here, he's
he's barely turning it, and it just washes into. He just washes into the 12, gets him crossed up. The 95 bounces off the truck in the low lane. He's trying to catch it. He's keeping it off the 5. He almost has it fully saved. He's got his foot in it, so it's not like he's doing anything wrong, but then the truck just grabs, and then kapow.
I think that him trying to avoid taking out the 5 is what, of course, because he could have probably held it and it would have right hooked the 5 into the wall. And so heads up for the 95 to try to avoid taking out the 5. Unfortunately, again, everybody else is around. There's nothing else you can really do. Again, you're going 180 miles an hour at that moment in time. And that would be, of course, what unfortunately takes out a couple of these drivers. And they're just hoping to get some repairs done. That does leave everybody coming down pit lane for this one. And there's quite a few drivers coming for, of course, is trying to get at least some repairs done.
Yeah, there's a few of them on here. Josh Fox in the Deuce, Gardner in the 56, St. Croix in the 12, Max in the 81, I think, is getting some work done. And unfortunately, that will spell the end of the day for the 95 with Devin Smith, because that front end got demolished.
Well, while we await for the drivers to get lined up, we should be 2 to green or 1 to green here very soon. We're going to take a very brief break. We will be back, however, of course, before green to say a thank you to our partners here. We've got quite a few drivers hitting pit lane trying to get topped off one last time. We'll be right back, everybody. Right, as promised, back before they're even lined up side by side. No choose rule, which maybe we should see sometime in the near future here.
That would be fun to see in iRacing. It really would.
I've done it for my leagues before, where, when we have a race control, we'll have everybody do
I've been in a few leagues like that. I mean,
I like
my
it.
buddy
I have
Dustin
liked it.
I was gonna say my buddy Dustin runs a league as well. He's on Twitch doing his thing. He runs a league as well, and they have a full-blown choose rule and a race control. So, it's great to see. It would be great to see that fully implemented in iRacing, especially for the NASCAR side, but also kind of the short track side, because that's something you see on a Saturday night. So it'd be great to see it fully expanded.
And that's one thing that I'm personally working on, maybe getting an ARCA league going here soon, and that's one thing that we're definitely going to be implementing, having the choose rule. Whether or not iRacing has it set up or not, we're definitely working on keeping the choose rule because of that specific reason. Having the local short tracks, having like a little East-West championship type of thing where we want to.
You've got my attention.
And heat races for those short tracks, of course.
You've got my attention, that's for damn sure.
We'll keep you updated when it comes to it. But right now, iRacing pace truck coming down pit lane.
Yeah, it's going to be Brandon Combs and Forrest Hamilton Jr. on the front row. Brandon Richardson, Matthew Sitzer, Merlin Doring, Kyle Lingerfeld, Joshua Ballet, Ben Park, and Emerson Ardon, and Aiden Giordano, your top 10 on this restart. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Barney's got the green flag back in the air. We are back racing at Talladega, and I wouldn't get too far out there, Brandon. There's going to be a lot of people chasing you down.
Yeah, chasing down very, very quickly in the process, kind of like you saw in that wreck in the first heat, as they are pretty well spread out through the field, though, it seems like. And you saw a lot of drivers come back and top off the fuel, setting them up hopefully for, what are we thinking, if they can go, can they go 25, 30 laps, you think, maybe?
I'd say about 30 or 35 on an extended, so they might be trying to think about doing this on one more stop, to be honest.
Yeah, because if you can, it puts you right at that, lap 50 mark. I mean, you would have,
Yeah, and the thing about it is cautions here are legitimately 2-to-1. So
exactly.
You're saving. So you're going to be able to save a little bit if there is another caution. So with a draft, with cautions and everything else, and I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of these guys that are still only running about 3/4 throttle. They are saving a little bit of fuel here and there. So I wouldn't be surprised if there maybe goes one more stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was lap 21 that we went green, and so that leaves us right there with 64 laps, 64, 65 laps at that point. And dividing that in half, that's 32, you know, so if you can, if 30 is it, even if it's 30, I think you can save 2 laps of fuel. I know it's going to be hard over one, but I think if you're in the middle of the pack, you're smart with it, not, you know, because one thing that's a problem with saving fuel at these big tracks, sometimes people do it too much and then they're stuck trying to mash the gas to try to get back up to the pack so they don't lose draft, and so then you're losing what you saved. And so I think if you can be very smart about it, those 2 laps is definitely something you can save. That's the possibility. 45 and the 55 almost made contact in the middle of 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, the big thing is you're gonna have to keep an eye on the lap times, because if you see guys running 51, 52 seconds, those are the guys that are saving fuel. Because right now the entire field is running between a 50.99 and like a 51-ish. So you're looking at, relatively speaking, maybe drop into a 52 to a 53 to save that extra little bit of fuel. So if we start seeing that, that's how you know guys are going to be in a fuel saving mode.
That is, me personally, I'm gonna do the fuel saving just because I want to put myself in the best opportunity, and because what I will do is I will still put in that extra fuel, if that's the case, because I want to be good for any green white checker possibilities as well, which there are in this league as well. 15 actually allowed, so basically the max without being limited.
Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those. Let's just hope we don't need the extra fuel on that one, because this will turn into Nashville all over again.
Well, you know, with the low pass repairs and at these speeds, it's kind of hard to repair them so quickly, or even get anything decent out of it. But of course, again, we only have those 2 trucks really that were out of it. Everybody else is still right into this pack. You know, 21 trucks on track and 21 that are here in this pack and on the lead lap.
Yeah, the thing about it is...
wide.
Hold up. Hold up a second.
Oh, a little contact. They're all right.
Yeah, that's a little bit of 4 wideness. They got to sort this one out. Yeah, they do. Thankfully. The thing about that is, yes, it's wide enough to go 4 wide, but with the buffer that these trucks can create with moving the air around, it's really not wide enough to go 4 wide.
Just because
so you really got to have some trust.
And I think it's just because you see how darty they've been today is why I wouldn't feel comfortable with it, because it just takes a little bit, as you saw, for 2 drivers to get in contact with each other. And you know, sometimes once 2 trucks get stuck together, they are stuck together.
It's literally like having super glue with your trucks. It's like, get off of me, I'm trying, but I can't.
Yep, like those nice strong magnets. Once they find each other,
exactly.
they are theirs. We are 3 wide. For at least a moment there were 3 or 4 deep, but here we are now, just two rows of 3 wide. As they're kind of just trying to settle in here, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that first wreck kind of woke everybody up and said, all right, we got a long way to go here. So, and the thing is with Talladega, you can take a damaged truck and run with it here, but at the same token, you can't be the lead truck until the end of the race.
Yes.
The damage will affect you the moment you pull out. So if you got a little bit of tape on the front end, or your tailgate's hanging on for dear life, you got to ride behind people. But if you think you can still make that move, that's when you're able to make it. So, again, I've driven around here with a damaged truck. Thanks, Alan, by the way, for that. So I know exactly how that's going to turn out. So
I believe it's his wife's birthday, correct?
I believe so. So happy birthday to Alan's wife. That's why that's why he's kind of got me filling in here tonight for him. So yeah. Well, that's why he's got somebody filling in for races. I'm just here anyway. So
yeah, but you know, we'll say happy birthday, of course, because she does let Alan be out here with us.
364 days a year, she lets Alan pal around with us and have some fun. So why not take one day, make it a special birthday, and celebrate in style.
Correct. So again, thank you. Shout out to her. Shout out to you as well, Alan. Hope you're making a special for your wife on this day. We were coming across the line. It is lap number 28 that they complete. We're now lap number 29. We're about 56, 57 laps to go in this race, and definitely. Let's see who mentioned here. 21 drivers here, still in the lead lap. Everybody kind of calming down, kind of lining up a little bit, 2 by 2 for the moment. As let's see here.
The only trucks out, Devin Smith in the 95 and Andrew St. Croix in the 12. Both of those were involved in that wreck in the first part of it. So everybody else still running. Some of these guys are damaged, but it doesn't seem to be hurting them too much right now.
Andrew actually joined in here in our YouTube chat. Thank you very much. He said it was fun while it lasted. Have a good night, guys. I'll be watching from the hauler. We appreciate you jumping in, Andrew, to the chat. You know, if you guys are watching, if you guys are rooting on anybody tonight, make sure you let us know. That way we can get an opportunity to jump over and see them. As whoa, the 81 truck got very, very loose sideways. I'm not sure what happened there, but that got very upset, and that was very close. Great handle there on that truck from 81. Of course, to kind of give that space and avoid a big wreck. Because you see how that, you didn't see anything major, but you saw how that spread everything out pretty quickly.
Yeah, because those guys lifted to let the 81 get the room, and you know, good thing they did, or else we would have had a second caution here tonight. So it's a good thing we got some heads-up guys out here.
A little bit of contact with the outside wall with somebody there that's coming out through off the floor. Nothing too major. Everybody's still pretty good. The 5 is right in the middle, no help, but looks like somebody's trying to fill right in there. Let's see, is that the 65 of Kyle? Yes, Kyle Lingerfeld trying to look right to the middle, falling with the 5 truck of Matthew Setzer. And you know, I've noticed as of late, it seems like the middle groove doesn't fall. It feels like as much as it did before, almost.
No, I mean, I think it was Benny Parsons or somebody coined it as the sucker hole. It doesn't seem to be that bad nowadays. I mean, we've seen people making moves up through the middle. I mean, obviously, there are certain people that are just exceptions to the new rule anyway. Dale Earnhardt, anyone. But the fact of the matter is...
both Earnhardt, I'm sorry. Keselowski, Gordon, drivers like that. Stewart's pretty darn good at these tracks. They know what to do when it came to try to find their way around in the super speedways. Here comes that Kyle Lingerfeld right up there. He was, you mentioned it. Use it to his advantage, and he's trying to take the lead out of it.
Yeah, unfortunately though, he jumped up at a really bad time, because if he jumped up any sooner, he probably would have had a little bit more help on his back bumper. But unfortunately, he's going to end up dropping to about 7th or 8th up there in that top lane, as it looks like a couple of other drivers are getting a little bit crossed up right now.
Yeah, they got a little crossed up there. That looks like the 45 maybe up in that Jordan truck. But you know what? If I'm the 65 and Kyle, I don't mind having the 28 of Brandon Cole behind me, because he was one of those drivers that we saw at the start of that race. Actually, the 99 right behind him as well. There's two of those trucks were the ones that pushed that 5 to the front earlier on that outside. So having a 28 right behind me, definitely not the worst thing in the world for Kyle. But guess what? He'll leave him out to hang. They're 4 wide. He doesn't have any help right now, unfortunately, as the teammates are going to let him leave him out to hang there.
Yeah, once you get the teammates behind you, it's like Bill Elliott in 97 when he had Hendrick behind him at Daytona. He knew he was cooked.
I do apologize. Actually, Lingerfeld is part of that team. So I'm kind of shuffling out for a moment, which happens. You know, where or you can say, hey, you know, or you know, I had a moment, you know, go by me. It's not even worth trying to give me a push because you're gonna slow us down or cause a wreck possibly. Just go around me and we'll figure this back out again.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do things. Is all right, you guys. Let me catch my breath. I'll catch up with you in a minute. I'm not going anywhere. Just I'll catch up with you guys in just a moment. Let me breathe. But speaking of breathing here, looks like the action's kind of calmed down a little bit too wide. Someone's trying to make it 3 wide here. I think that's Lingerfeld in the 65 trying to make it 3 wide again. He's got a little bit of help with the 1, so I don't think it's going to work out that well, as that middle groove is going to shorten itself back up with Joshua Ballier, your current point leader, filling in that gap.
Oh boy, but here he comes though. That outside lane, I'm telling you, that is a team that has just linked up themselves very well. You have the 65, the 1 we mentioned there of Reese. Oh my goodness, sorry, Joshua Reese. Almost made that mistake. I'm not sure if he's part of the 16 actually. Not 100% sure. He might not be, but nonetheless, they've been making that outside work pretty well. You see the 65, the 28, the 99, all part of that group there. But it's the inside lane, and they keep getting a little bit swirly there. But they're doing a great job as well holding that lead. And again, that 5 pushing, doing a great job pushing that 77 to Seth Berger there. And they're holding themselves off pretty good. Nice to see the 56, Adam Gardner. I thought his name was over, and you see him right now with a little bit of right front damage, but he's holding on as the 65 jumps to the outside now. Here we go. We've got a 3-way battle. We got 2 of them are teammates there in the middle. But oh no, I'm sorry. The 3 comes out of nowhere. Look at this. The 3 of Dan Park. Something we're not haven't seen in a long time. But the 3 to the front of the field of Talladega.
Yeah, the 3 decided to ride the elevator, went straight top to bottom, penthouse to basement, block off the inside line, take the lead. He's going to leave the 7 out to dry on the top shelf, but the 7's got a whole lot of help up there. Doesn't seem to be working out really well for him, though, as the 5 of Setzer's got some help behind him. They're going to be 3 wide back behind the 3, and it looks like, who is that? The 20... Seth Berger's in there, and the 77 fighting up here now.
Yeah, 77 and Seth Berger's been doing a pretty darn good job. 56 and Adam Gardner mentioned here. Oh, the 3's going to pull out to the very bottom and said, you know what? I have my fun. I got my lap lead, and I need to get out of this.
Yeah, that I don't blame him, but that's a little bit interesting that he's dropped so far back.
Yeah, you be careful about losing the draft at that point as well. But I think he should be all right. It looks like we'll jump over to him in just a moment.
Let me take a look here. Yeah, he should be fine. He's mixed in with
the 88, picked him up.
With the 88 and the 13. I think he'll be fine.
And at the front of the field, the 5 went to the front with help of the 81, but the 80, well, he went right to the bottom, though, to cover the 77. 81 with pushing help from the 57 of Emerson Arden. Max Service will take the lead up 17 spots right now. He started back there in 18, so very big jump so far. Whoa, and they're going to get a little sideways. Good save, though, for the 57. Little push from the 5.
That's the thing. That is the thing. You cannot be pushing coming off of these corners. You will hook somebody. And that 57 just about got jacked up by that 5 truck. So you got to be careful. And we just about had 2 different wrecks here recently.
Man, what a show we are being treated to right now. We still got 50 laps to go, just under that. 40 coming to the line now, so.
Something like that, yeah.
When we go to a commercial break, every single time I think about it, we're back to 3 wide racing.
We'll just have to squeeze one in somewhere. We'll have to make it work.
Even with the side by side, I want a full screen action of this. Again, another elevator move right down to the bottom. 28 of Brandon Combs. You see the 99 move up to the top, and that is going to give that Dark Horse Racing team control the front of the field again. That is the 28 and the 99. They are teammates. And then what's beneficial to them is that right behind the 99 on the outside, where you typically see the passes being made, is the 65. Oh no, the 65 got into him, and that's a bad push. He's going to take out his own teammate. Oh my goodness, a bad push and a big wreck. Oh my goodness. And Forrest Hamilton Jr., he has a meatball. His day's over. The 29 of Brandon Richardson as well. Oh.
Yeah.
2 more drivers.
I saw that. I'm sorry, but I saw that develop. I was like, that's not going to end well. As soon as we tried to cut away, I saw the back end of that 99 just jack sideways. I'm like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, not a good push there, unfortunately. And I'm not putting all the blame there immediately on the 65. It's just the what it is at the moment in time. It could be that the 99 had to, right here. You see where it's already at a bad angle. But if you also look, that 29 is right on the bumper of the 65 as well.
Yeah, it could have been one of those. The pusher got pushed and ended up pushing somebody around. So let's take a look. Speed, going through this. The 65's on the left rear taillight of the 99. The 29's got a little bit of room.
But there was already a push from the 29. So it sent the 65 in this moment. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go. Right here.
Yeah, get on board. We'll get on board. There's the push right there.
And that's
where he shoved the 65 into the 99. 65 wasn't squared up. Hit the left rear taillight of the 99. The 99 bounces off the 28. So great job by Brandon over there in the 28 to hold himself. And then
the 7
it stacks up. We didn't see the 7 get into that. He may have a lot of damage. And there's a 56 getting into him. That's not going to help matters.
No, everybody's coming down pit lane now, so we're gonna go ahead and jump one more. We're gonna jump on board here with the 7, our points leader, as he experiences this.
We said it earlier that this could be the truck that derails the 4 in a row, and this wreck might be what derails the 4 in a row.
All right, so we'll jump here. Alrighty.
We get on board here with Josh.
He's right behind.
There's the contact.
You saw it right there.
Contact. And as the 99 slides up, the 29 lifts. And unfortunately, you know, at these speeds, it's 185 miles an hour. You don't have a whole lot of reaction time. And Josh ends up drilling the 29. And then as he gets sideways, the 56 comes into his door. So there might be a good amount of damage, but it looks like most everything is relatively square. That wheel being as far cranked to the left as it is, I might be a little concerned about toe damage, but, you know, it might be salvageable.
It's not terrible, you know what? And I think that where the 56, I'm sorry, hit him in the door, closer to the door, was definitely beneficial for him. So because it could have been right to that right front, and then some more severe suspension damage or even engine damage you see here for the 29, who was right in front of the 7. And you saw at that moment in time that when the 7 actually got turned from behind, because you couldn't even see the wreck happening. We are looking for it, everyone. Let's remember that we are looking for the wreck. We know it is happening at that moment in time, but at that instant, as you mentioned, at 185 miles per hour, you simply cannot see what's happening at that moment in time that close to each other.
Most of the time, us drivers, when we're, you know, sitting behind the wheel, we only see, honestly, about a half to a third of the windshield, because we're looking ahead in the corner most of the time. And that's where a lot of these wrecks happen, is because we're looking so far ahead, we don't often see off to the right where things are going, especially if they're going up into the wall. That's what can happen. But when we finally register that something's going on, we can't slow down in time. By the time our foot goes from the throttle to the brake, there's still about a half a second reaction time. That's still 185 miles an hour going into something. So it is still problematic for us.
This is very interesting. Everybody has come back down pit lane to top off. Every single driver.
Let's take a look here. This puts us at lap 40. This could get interesting. This could put us within a 5-to-go window of a fuel stop.
And if you mentioned, if 35 was that possibility, and they were seeing, you know, and these drivers are, again, seeing in real time what their fuel was like. So there's some of them are probably, you know, if they were in the draft and they're like, wait a minute, hey, we were saving more than we thought, because it happens sometimes. Put you in a pretty good scenario. I really see that everybody came in and topped off there. That is incredible. We're going to see actually the 81 of Max Service probably take the lead, because he did not come in and top off. And so he will move from the very back of the pack to the front, because he was the driver who did not. Joshua.
Yeah, that's
as well.
That's interesting. Joshua was the 7 here was fixing a whole lot of damage, but it looks like everything is relatively straight on that 7. So,
and again,
he might be okay.
It looks pretty good actually in the front here. Yeah, I mean, let's go on board. Let's see what it looks like on the. It's a little bit.
Yeah, he looks fine.
And what's nice about these long caution laps is that it gives you the opportunity to fix up that much damage. You see, he was on his pit lane for, let's see how long here, a minute 30, a minute 40.
Yeah, a minute. Yeah, that was probably just trying to fix up as much optional damage as possible, because it doesn't look like that thing is hurt too much.
No, and then you're gonna see now, because again we mentioned where these guys, they were involved in a wreck. They were behind them. Why are they coming out in front? Again, the reasoning is because they did not pit on this the one to green, and so anybody, if you do pit, you have to go to the back end of the longest line, and so that's why you see only 3 trucks at the very top. Everybody lined up at the bottom as we were getting ready to go green.
Yeah, the iRacing.com Silverado pulls off the track. It is going to be Seth Berger and Max Service on your front row. Barney's going to have the green flag in hand yet again, and he gets it waving. The green flag is back out here at Talladega. And it'll be interesting to see right now. The 7 was like 10th or 12th when that wreck happened. He restarts 4th. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for them. And look at the gap already back to what is that, 8th place already?
And
Yeah,
so
all the way back to Ben Henry in the 9.
let's see if you can be a team that says, hey, you know what? I am interested in pushing the envelope. I'm not here to save fuel. Let's get 4 or 5 of us together and just go as fast as we can. Let's put everybody into a difficult position and see what they do with that. I mean, and you can gain a lot of time.
Yeah, you can, but at the same token, if you know you're able to save, this is where the chess game of super speedway racing comes in. How can you put yourself in a better position while forcing everyone else around you into a worse spot? And fuel mileage is the biggest way to do it.
Let's see here. Typical pit lane time is about 30. Let's see if they're just topping off on fuel, 30 to 32 seconds.
By the way, I just got in my ear. If you're able to drag him up, if we want to get an interview at some point, the 99 is willing to talk with us about what happened.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Let's go ahead and just bring him on now.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a hold of 99. Yeah, let's see if we can bring Forrest Hamilton into this. I don't know. Where would he be?
Here, let them know when to jump into interview waiting with, or release from the infield care center.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and we'll bring him up. We'll be very, very happy to have the opportunity to speak with somebody about that, especially because he was a leader and affected from that. Nonetheless, we talk about drivers saving fuel. We have the fastest laps being put down on track right now that we've seen all day from 4 or 5 drivers. Emerson, that time of 50.09. So that was a fantastic fast lap on the outside. Again, pushing the
here we go.
wide.
Yeah. While we have a minute here for this crazy action. Yeah. Hey, Forrest, it's Shane and Angel up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, guys?
Brother, what happened?
I believe my teammate, the 65, got a bad push there, and he just got to my inside and turned me right to the wall.
Yeah, it seemed like it seemed like he just ended up catching the left rear, and it just. First off, I don't know how more vehicles weren't involved, but it looked like you took a whale of a hit going into that fence, dude.
I hit so hard by PC Pros.
Oh my gosh.
That's called going. I think that's
hard the PC Pros.
I think that's called going firewall deep into one.
I think it's called a concussion.
A
virtual concussion.
We'll send you over to Halifax and have them scan you for CTE. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I hit that wall so hard when my computer came back up, I was sitting down in the grass in 3.
Wow.
You hit so hard when your computer came back, you thought it was Windows 98.
Yeah, it did.
So
it lagged. Wow.
Forrest, then walk us through a little bit. I guess while we have you in here, what is the racing been like? There's a lot of 3-wide action, a lot of shifting around. The trucks look like they're a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit shifty. And as well, walk us through what is that fuel window like? Because we saw a lot of drivers, most of the entire field, come back down to top off right here with 45 to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. I mean, that's mostly. I mean, I'm a culprit of that. I'm always too. But yeah, the trucks are on edge. They're like, it feels like they're on ice. The setup is very, very loose for the track. And that fuel window is not very big. It's only like 22 to 25-ish laps.
Ooh, so it's even less than we thought up here. We were thinking it was like 35 to 40, so...
No, I think 22. When you fully top off, when you come out, it gives you like 24 laps.
Wow.
So if you're in the draft, you could probably squeeze 26 to 28 out of it. If you're up front, you're probably going to push 22 to 23.
Wow, so that changes the entire thought process of strategy up here. I mean, topping off with 45 to go, I guess. Whoa, if we got somebody in the dirt down here on the apron.
He got a little bit of a bad push in the middle of the turn. Great job. He's going to ride the apron all the way around. Hopefully he can get back in and not lose a draft, but great save on him.
Yeah, so that's going to change up all the strategy. I mean, I guess they're going to be literally splitting the second half in half.
And for us here, before we let you go, we do appreciate you jumping in with us. We'll talk about a little bit about this race and walk us through what it feels like. You talk about it's very wild, you know, but yet, and it's a very loose setup. It seems like it's very, you know, it's on ice, but yet you guys are all still 3 wide constantly. What gives you that feeling? Is it the fact that we're now 17 races into the season, you know, including the exhibition races, that you have this comfortability with these other drivers? What makes you guys do this? Because that seems like it'd be, you know, if you gave me the setup of Talladega, of icy, everybody sliping around, I wouldn't expect 3 wide for as long as we did.
I think it comes down to who you have in front of you and who you have behind you. We all know we can keep it in the lane. Talladega is big enough where you can run 3 wide. There's 3 lanes, if not 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's who you have to push. But me and the 28, we try to stay together because me and him can push each other nose to tail. I can hook onto his back bumper and push him all the way around the track and not. I'm not worried about what he's doing.
We saw on the initial start when you guys managed to get the 5 to somehow lead that first lap.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a whale of a run you guys had.
Yeah, me and the 28 were going to go regardless. The 5 just happened to join us.
That was very fun for us, especially on the that initial start. Shane, you got anything here for Forrest before we go ahead and let him go and enjoy the rest of the race from the Integral Care Center?
Well, the only other question I've got is who do you want to thank here on that 99? I mean, I know it's not the finish you were hoping for, but you had some quality time up on the TV tonight, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like to thank my team. We all work together. We work hard. We like to put on a show. I'm glad the OnlyFans truck got some spotlight tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only other spotlight was the fact that it gave you the concussion at the end. But we thank you for coming up here, man. Best of luck the rest of the season. We'll see you next week.
You guys have a good one.
All right. Really appreciate him jumping on with us to chat. We love chatting with our drivers, and you know, especially in the middle of the race, you get that real time. You know, we just kind of assume things. As I mentioned, we're assuming a decent amount of laps. You know, 80% of the regular fuel window, but 20. Maybe 24 pushing. That shows that these drivers really did have to make one more stop, and I think from there it's going to be, well, how much fuel you got to put in, and how much are you willing to put in?
Yeah, exactly. And now that, you know, it's only about 24 laps, this now says they're splitting this final half of the race in half. So you're looking at it as now more like thirds than normal. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this out.
I think, I guess, do you want to split? How do you want to split it, I guess? Do you want to split it right in the middle, or do you want to go right up until the very end?
I think if I'm hanging out in the pack, I think I'm going to try to take it almost to where I'm out of gas. I mean, if I see the fact that it's like 24 laps, I'm going to go 23. But if I'm up front and I know I only got 22 laps of fuel, I'm going to try to get it closer than. So, it all depends also on who's around you and who you can make a deal with, as Forrest was talking about.
Okay, so I guess assuming, because I say if I have a set of team, here goes a 28 to the outside, teammates of the 99 we spoke with, where if I've got teammates, I want to come in early, top it off, get it filled as soon as that window opens. You know, of course, buffering the some caution laps there. I want to get in there immediately. And from there, it is just nonstop. Our focus, we are away from the pack. It's just us. And our only focus is stay locked up and go to get as much time as possible.
Yeah, I can see that. But, you know, there's also going to be the chess game of, okay, do we also try to take tires? Do we just go straight fuel? This is where, like I said, with a super speedway racing, it's chess at 185 miles an hour. It's just a matter of who you're able to play better with at the end of it.
And as we are closing in on some green flag pit stops soon, as we're just over 30 laps to go. 33 will be in the next 10 laps. We'll see those green flag stops. So before we do, let's make sure we get one more commercial break here of the evening. But of course, where we're not, we will still be going side by side. You will not miss any of the action here on the Sim Racing Media Network. Just hold on tight, everybody. Yes, hold on. Is that gonna be? Okay, that was gonna be close there. So
Fine.
we're gonna hold
We're
on.
fine. Roll the package. We're fine.
Roll it back, everybody. And that's why we don't go to commercials, because every single time we do, something happens.
I said we were fine, but apparently they decided to turn me into a liar. I mean, what the hell?
Well, let's go back and see exactly what happened. It was still there live, you know, but in case you looked away at your phone for just a second, because we're ready for that.
Looks like a bad bump draft here. Possibly. No,
That's
it's
28.
in front of him.
Yep, that's 28.
28 got the 5.
Went to go low.
I think
it
mistimed it.
Oh, it takes the 7 out.
Oh,
nah.
he got the 7, and then it's in the front of the field, and then yow. The 2 does a great job saving his truck.
Josh Fox, yes, he did. Well, let's go jump back at that. But you know what? For the 7, that was back end damage. I think it was just body damage. I think he'll probably go down pit lane, get it fixed up again. He should be all right. I think so.
Well, I don't know, man. I think he got the wall with the right side pretty good. I mean, let's take a look here.
This is for the 2 car. The 2 trucks are.
The 2 truck, I think, might have helped him straighten him out a little bit.
Yeah, the 1 truck helped the
2
as
two
well.
literally. Yeah, the 2 literally jacked the 7 up when he slid in front of him, so that might have saved the 7. But looking in the rearview mirror of this 2 truck, that rear spoiler's jacked up pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna jump back one last time here with the 7.
You're going to see the 5 try to fade low, the 28 fades underneath him, gets him in the left rear taillight.
Wow.
The 5 right hooks him, but the 2 literally jacks him up to the point where it's more of a side-on-side contact with the wall. I think he caught mainly right rear, but I would be concerned about the right front a little bit.
Yeah, that was some pretty heavy damage too, though. Hard hit for sure.
Yeah, I'd be a little concerned.
But you know what this makes? A very, very close fuel window.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
I think that we're gonna be going green, and I think we're gonna be going green right with 30 to go. So I don't think anybody's gonna be able to make it. I think that everybody still has to make one more stop from here.
Yeah, these caution laps won't be that big of a help. There's still one more stop coming.
So while we do wait for this, of course, we'll go ahead and we'll take a break, a complete break, with our SRM merchandising. So we'll be right back, everybody, just as we wait for this caution break to finish up, and we are ready to go green, hopefully for the final time here. So we'll be right back, everyone. All right, we are back here live from Talladega Super Speedway for the Outlaws Sim Series. Make sure if you haven't already, check out our page, any of our merchandising that we have. Of course, I've got a coffee cup that's been here with me for 4 years now. It's worked out great. I loved it with our SRM branding. But nonetheless, of course, we want to thank as well Premier Racing Setups for joining us and be one of our trusted sponsors here with us for, well, of course, our broadcasting purposes. And we're very happy to be able to bring you this opportunity. Of course, if you're watching, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do what you got to do, get those bell notifications running with us so that you can catch all the action here, not just here on Wednesday nights with the Outlaws Sim Series, but all the other races that we have going on throughout the week, which, of course, are always just so exciting. And well, we should be coming up here just to see. I think it's maybe one to go. If we'll jump on board with the 81 and see what it shows.
I think it is. I think it is one to go.
Yeah,
it looks like the lights are out on top of the pace truck.
Yep, lights are in fact out. everybody had just come back down to top off one more time. And I guess I get it for the 81. It's like, well, we all got to pit anyway, so, you know, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I mean, just a little bit less time on pit road. I don't see where 50... It's going to be an old school style start, by the way. Everybody in one lane.
Yeah, that takes me back a ways, doesn't it? I mean, one lane restarts. What is this? The Cup Series from way back in the 90s?
I know. 28 laps. That's just going to be too long, I think, to save.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really tight. I mean, if you're drafting up on people, you might be able to, but this is, again, I brought this up earlier. I'm going to say this now. Watch the lap times. If you start seeing guys running 52, 53-second laps, those are the guys saving fuel.
Yeah, and of course you say it perfectly there, those with the slower lap times, and I think that this is where I would even be more serious if I have my teammates. I want all of us to be pushing the envelope. I want to make sure that we are making it difficult for those. But for now, we have actually one driver up top, and it's that 7 who was on pit road getting that truck fixed up. So one car in the outside lane, one truck. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's just got a little bit more duct tape on that thing. He'll be fine. As the iRacing.com Silverado comes down pit road. Speaking of Silverados, it's Max Service and Josh Rebellier sitting on the front row. Everybody else is behind them. Restart has happened. We're back racing at Talladega, and I think Max is going to get a run. Can the 7 slip in behind him? No, but the 7's going to get some help in that second groove.
77, and then here comes the 57 right behind them, and then another one. So now you got 4 trucks on that outside, but a decent size gap to the pack behind. Again, and maybe the ones who are going to be saving fuel here.
Yeah, it could be as Josh decides to drop down in front of Max to lead that inside line. Now the games will really begin. I mean, this is where we're going to have to see who's going to do what tonight.
Also, this might be where we see maybe a little bit more of a calmer kind of laps here as people are trying to save fuel. I think it's great.
I could see that until it's about 5 to go, and then the gloves are going to come off.
Oh, well,
I'm going to say that right now. Save fuel until you know you can make it, and then push the envelope from there.
And now, my question for you, because I have anxiety and I love the way it makes it work. What is, did you say you're good enough? Is it after when you're, you know, a quarter of a lap good, a half a lap good, a lap good, a lap and a half? Where do you get to the point where you say, okay, now I feel comfortable?
First off, I take medication too. It's called caffeine. It helps. Second off,
I guess I don't consider that medication. I consider that a lifestyle.
That too. I would say if I know as the 7 is getting knocked sideways by the 81 here, I would say, honestly, I wouldn't care if I ran out coming to the start-finish line. If I know I'm running out of gas, I want it to be as I'm hitting the start-finish line. I've actually won races where the motor has died at the start-finish from saving fuel. So if I know I'm going to be on the number, that's when I start pushing.
I like to wait, maybe try to give it an extra lap if at all possible, so that I can go full force without any questions, you know. But it also depends on what you have available. At this time, with a big run, you have the opportunity maybe to be able to save that as much as you want. And even in this scenario like you, where you may not have to do too much work, you just kind of ride around, and that will allow you to save exactly what you need.
Yeah, exactly. And those that are riding around, I'm taking a look right now. Right, you can already see the lap times have come down for the most part. Seth in the 77, last lap, a 52.06. His best lap was a 50.52. So we've dropped a second and a half from best lap to now. So there are guys that are willing to ride right now. Again, now just these lap times that are coming in, 51.0, 51.2, 51.2. They're still a second plus off where they were for their best lap. So I think there are these guys up here saving.
I love the way you put it out. And again, the lap times, you know, they tell you everything. It will tell you exactly what you need to know.
You can see it right there with a 7, that little bit of backfire off the tailpipe. He's lifting a little bit just to get a little bit of room, just kind of keep a little bit of air in the front end, because that's the other thing about these drafting tracks. you got to be careful how often you push, guys, because if your radiator gets clogged up, you don't get any air to that thing, the motor temperature is going to start skyrocketing on you, and you're not going to have anything for the end of this. So now you kind of see how hard you've been able to push through the race. Now you kind of have to compromise. How hard do I push compared to how hard do I save?
24 to go. We're kind of close to being right at that window of what you know, being able to make it or not being able to make it, of course. And so, again, maybe a lap or two, we'll see some drivers come down pit lane and test that, and maybe we'll see them try again, ride it out for as long as they possibly can. I think that's just the beauty of what we get to experience.
Whoa. 56.
Okay, sometimes it takes a little bit to catch them too, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, again, you're doing 185 miles an hour. Everything is exaggerated even more so. If you thought you could catch it normally at 100, going 185, you got to think 3 times quicker.
Yes, for sure. And even then, sometimes it's just not enough because there might not be anything that you can do at the time.
Yeah, and then there's going to come a point where the front tires are grabbed and then you're firewall deep in the wall. Then they're done that.
Hopefully, of course, not the scenario that we're going to be in for a lot of these drivers. We're really kind of down, 23 to go. Again, this race has really gone by pretty quickly. Now, granted, we still have, you know, probably a good 20-plus minutes of this race, give or take. As that shift to the bottom really could have been ugly.
Adam Gardner, the boss man in the 56, decided to drop to the basement and cover that bottom lane. That could have gotten testy. Now, the thing is, I don't think we're going to see anyone coming down pit road unless there's a caution. Everyone now is going to be in conservation mode. If we get a yellow, gloves are off, everyone's getting fuel, they're going to be good to go. But right now, I think there will be conservation because look at the bottom lane. Look how many people are stacked up inside of it compared to how many are in the top lane. That says everything.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to save fuel is the shortest distance around as well, right?
Yeah, and again, looking at these lap times, 51.0, 51.6, 51.1s, people are saving fuel. I mean, they're still a half a second to a full second off their best laps. So even if it's just a little bit of a breath going into the corner or you're maybe 3/4 throttle down the straightaways or what have you, you're still saving that much fuel.
See, you mentioned earlier having a damaged truck at the front of a pack, but the 56, even with that right front damage, still strong enough to be able to get pushed by that 45 to get into the lead at the very least. So good to see the 56 is still good push. Not a bad situation to have him in the front of the pack because we've seen him be pretty strong so far.
Yeah, I don't think the damage is hurting that 56 all that bad. I mean, it might show up a little bit on the straightaway like what we're looking at right now, but if he gets the right help behind him and they just latch on and shove the daylights out of that truck, he's going to be back up in that front position before long.
Just watching these drivers, and let's jump on board again. Somewhere down the middle of the pack here. Oh, 13 wire again. There we go. Our leader, and then you have here, and the points coming in. Then you hear max service on the outside. So you see just a little bit. Listen to the throttle on these, and we're gonna jack up the. Or it didn't sound good, but listen to this throttle.
You can tell he's playing with it a little bit. He's not fully 100% committed to the corner.
Big lift to go into the corner right there.
Yeah, he's riding right now. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it on the dash, and you can hear it. He had to lift a little bit because he got that run, but he also doesn't want to take it. Whoa! Another big lift.
A lot of checkups it seems here in the middle of the pack. So he's running right now in 10, so now he's super far back, and some decent checkups as well, which it can help and hurt your fuel saving if you're not careful with how hard you push back out throttle. Yeah,
and that's the thing is, some of these guys are just lifting with the throttle, and I can tell you right now, there are some that also, like what Rusty Wallace used to do, like what Earnhardt used to do, like some of the older guys like DW used to do. They might also have their foot kind of resting on the brake pedal a little bit, trying to modulate their runs. So it's also driving style and what you're able to do.
Now, I would say that if you're trying to save fuel, you definitely want to try to keep that foot off of that brake pedal because it's not going to help you by much either. It's going to hurt you more than it's going to help, of course. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, of course, if that is also your driving style.
Well, with these load cell pedals, and I know there's a lot of people that have a lot, better equipment than what I'm sitting at over here, you can still rest your foot on the brake pedal without actually, compressing the pedal. So it might be a comfort thing just to kind of have it right there, a little bit of a comfort feature. So again, it's all about driver preference. Me, I just be lifting it off the throttle and I'm resting my left foot, well away from the pedals, almost like on a piece of plywood or something that I've got over here. Other people may actually be resting their foot on the pedal, so it's just preference.
It's funny. I'm just thinking like, well, what do I do? And I do rest my foot on the pedal. Now that I have the three, all three pedals, finally was able to upgrade a little while ago. I will probably sit on the clutch mainly, just because, or like have my foot resting on top of the clutch. So I do have some of that built-in kind of play at the initial start, both the clutch and the brake, to allow me to do that. Because I don't drive a manual as my daily driver anymore. This year I've had for my entire life, the last 10 years.
Right.
And so I'm just normally used to keeping that foot on, kind of over on the clutch side as it is, because it's Orlando's traffic, so I have to do, you're always using the clutch.
Yep, been there, done that. I know what you're talking about.
But nonetheless,
no.
It's again, you talk about driver preference, and where you would prefer to be. Is you see the 28 jumping to the bottom. You see some trucks jumping to the bottom, maybe wondering if maybe something not deciding to come down pit lane soon, or feeling, hey, and they could be getting to the point of the run where, everybody says, hey, that was false hope. There's not a chance at all that we're going to save enough fuel. We're going to have to come in.
It wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing those maybe in the back of the pack trying to show up a little bit. I think it would take one of these front three trucks to go down this road to really domino everybody else, because the back of the pack may be thinking one thing. These front guys are probably thinking, all right, we got to race this out amongst ourselves. Max Service takes over the lead again. It's going to take, I think, someone in the front three, front five to end up really sparking the dominoes here tonight.
I have just... I didn't know, at least the boss man know. He said about my little mistake earlier.
Let me guess. He felt the same way I did. It was an Earnhardt thing. Don't worry about it.
He just said, "Whoops! I guess it's the first time for everything."
Yeah, like I said, it's Talladega. It's Earnhardt country. Earnhardt slipped in 04. It happens.
Listen, I know I've got a sailor's mouth. I've worked with people who have it, and bosses and mentors who have so it's always been encouraged. I'm working on it, getting better. So, but for someone who talks the way you do, broadcasting wise, kind of surprised that it's a big change. You know what? It's a nice, it's a different mindset, a little bit of. So I'm grateful up until this point in that scenario. But here now, interested to see, got a couple of trucks running that outside lane, kind of lined up together. Kind of making it difficult. That if you do want to save fuel, you're gonna really have to make something happen, because you can't make that pass in the bottom. If so.
Yeah, it seems like this top shelf has got them self-organized a little bit. The front three are getting away. Looks like the 56 is trying to hold on to the back of this. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but that inside line has got so many developing. But nope, the 56 says, I'm going to hook onto these guys and see if I can save a little bit more.
There we go. Now it's 14 laps to go. We really are coming down to the final stretch of this here.
Yeah, we are. So 56 is trying to make the move, do a little bit of pond jumping, trying to get around some of those people in the top lane. Doesn't have a whole lot of help, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's trying to get it there. I don't know. If I was a 56, I'd drop to the bottom right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly there he goes. Perfect. He's listening to the broadcast then, but he's got a great job. He seems to have a very strong truck still. He's able to get up in there, get that side draft still where he needs to, even with that right front damage. So I really feel like that is not hurting him whatsoever. Maybe cooling off that right front tire, if anything.
Yeah, it might be cooling the right front tire off a little bit. I mean, he seems to be fine as that top lane is actually garnering even more strength right now. Uh-oh, you got somebody blinking. Who was that? Okay, it was that middle truck right. Yeah, there was somebody there that blinked. It was in the middle of that first four.
57?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Emerson. He was back. He was gone. He's back again. Oh my goodness, that is not good. He's had a good race so far at 57. Okay, he's actually reappeared here back on the inside.
Yeah, I think he decided to duck out of the way because of the blinking.
Worked out for him at the very least. I think he had something new, some new internet. If I'm not mistaken, going to. Let me see if I double check that.
We got a wreck. And he's in it. We got two one and four.
One upside down on his side, sliding across. He's gonna get back out on top of the on all four wheels though. Wow.
Oh, who was that? Was that the two that's in there? Oh, who was that second truck?
Let's see what happened here.
No, it's not Josh. It's not the two. He's sitting in 7th.
Oh, forget fuel now.
Yeah, whatever we were talking about, the hell with it. You guys are fine now. Go get fuel. You'll make it to the end.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, is that the 13?
That's a 21.
21. Okay, that's Aiden Giordano. He took a ride.
Let's see what all happens here.
Looks like a little stack up in front of him with the 5. He's almost into the fence.
He's slowing down.
And 56 gets him.
Oh, 21 came down almost at the same time. Again, just bad spot, bad
Yep.
timing.
And then as he gets hit, that truck takes a ride.
That is probably the most realistic flip I've seen on iRacing for that 21. I think that was a great, like the way it got up, it stayed sideways. That was, I'll give him credit, that was very good.
That's some cinematic Michael Bay stuff right there.
He just lays on the side and then just lands.
Lands on all 4. That looked like Mike Skinner at Charlotte in like 2009.
Well, we're gonna jump on board, so if you're a little queasy, just be ready for this.
If you're watching this in VR, I wouldn't.
The 21 though, I'm gonna say is gonna make it out of this. It's gonna be a Dale Earnhardt moment, as you mentioned. A flip out Dega and keep it going.
Yeah. He gets the run. He turns down. He gets hooked by the 56, and then wee.
I'm upside down. It's not good.
Yeah, and then it just settles back on its wheels. Who was that white?
I don't think he's got that much bad damage.
Whoever was in that white truck that hit him, I noticed this when we were on board. That truck was actually missing the right front fender, so that might hurt him in the long haul here too. Late.
I saw the steering wheel was a little bit off to the side, but we should have maybe 8-9 laps to go when we go green here. Nice, fun, I think shootout here to finish this one off.
Yeah, the shootout's going to be the big thing. And boy, oh boy, are we going to have one, because everyone's pretty much good on fuel and tires, because I guarantee you there are some people that end up taking some. Now it's going to be a matter of who you work with and who you're able to hang out with at the most. I'm looking track temp right now. It's gone down to 100 degrees, so it has cooled off a little bit here in the last half an hour or so.
Yeah, that's a good drop right there. Even the ambient temp has seen a nice drop. It feels like so. Even in this last hour, which I think gives you guys just a little bit more grip. Maybe not too much. Maybe just in slip and slide. Maybe just a little bit more grip as well for these drivers.
Yeah, it looks like Max is on the apron here in the 81. He's probably going to come down pit road, top off, just to be on the safe side. So, once again, we're going to have a jumbled up front end of this field. Y'all better catch your breath from that wreck. I don't think we're done with the excitement here tonight.
No, not at all. It looks like, we definitely will be at that 9 to go once we do go green, because we should be coming to 1 to go here. The 81 is actually not going to hit, I guess.
That's interesting. It went down. Oh, okay. Went on the apron to save fuel, because with the pickup, you want to be able to have a full-blown tank.
Hey, every little bit less of fuel that you're using, though.
That is true. That is true.
A little bit less a little bit less distance around the track. You mentioned earlier, a little bit less fuel, less weight in the back end of these things. You want to have every bit of advantage as you can possibly get. And hey, if it gives him that personal fuel advantage, let it happen. He's up 17 spots from where he started Max Services in that number 81 truck, but the 2 Josh Fox, who's up 20 spots. He started 22nd, now up to the second position, looking to make something happen. Where we've seen him sideways and do some pretty spectacular things to keep this truck up there, and still with an opportunity to win this race again.
Yeah, the top four, all were in the back of the field to start this. Max Service is up 17. Josh is up 20. Kyle Lingerfeld, he's been jacked up a couple of times. He's had some damage to that truck. He's up 16 positions. The 9 of Ben Henry is up 16 positions. And the 13 of Jonathan Byer, currently sitting in 5th, well, floating between 5th and 6th. He's been up 18 positions. That's the nature of the beast here at Talladega. We could end up seeing a surprise winner here. Or, well, don't rule out that 7 truck yet. I mean, we've seen weird things happen.
That 7 truck coming, how might one say, with its battle scars, almost looking like it's coming out of a Martinsville race here. Still on the lead lap, though. And again, a big wreck happens at the end. From 17th, he can go and finish top 5. Get himself a 7th or 8th place finish.
Hey, just remember something. Dale Earnhardt came from about 15th to the lead in about 5 laps and had the whole right side torn off.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing for here at Talladega, believe me.
Oh, goodness, I love it. We're getting ready to go green flag racing to see what we've got going on. What's going to happen is, excuse me, as Josh is looking to add on to that iRacing all-time wins list for his, having had 30, but Seth Berger, 17. Max Service, though, 14. Looking to add into that number 15. We'll see as they come across the line here. Take us away, Shane.
As iRacing.com, Silverado made that hard left-hand turn. The Geico restart zone awaits. Max Service and Josh Fox are going to bring him down to the green flag. Barney is waving it. I'm surprised his arm is still hanging on as much as it is. We are back green flag racing here with about, 8 laps to go. We got ourselves a typical Talladega shootout.
Oh boy, it's going to be exciting. And again, we still have at least a little bit of time before this race is really going to be, but, excuse me here, sorry.
I don't think we're gonna pay attention to time. They threw the clocks out the
Oh,
window. Here we
there
go.
it is. That's why I said you gotta be careful. But I think we're gonna go. Oh no, never mind. There's one truck that went.
Yeah, that was That was the 28 truck.
Oh, unfortunate there.
And he clocked the inside wall. Brandon Combs, he absolutely destroyed the inside wall.
Let's go ahead and jump over, see exactly what happened with him. I want to at least mention that if you look at that driver in the number 45 truck in Duran here, Merlin Duran, I'm just double checking. I don't see that he's actually got a win here in this series, so he's looking for his first win, and what a better place to do it than at Talladega. Let's go ahead and double check, as you mentioned here, that wreck, see exactly what all happened with our driver there, number 28 of Brandon Combs. Still out backwards here on the back stretch.
Yeah, I think he's waiting for the tow truck because that thing is at. No, he's trying to move it backwards. Okay, so he's pulling his best Kyle Busch. All right, so
no, hold on, we'll go back. I had the wrong one. I had green flag instead of yellow flag.
Well, right now we've got this. This is actually perfect because this is how it actually stacks up. He gets the restart. The 1 is right behind him.
Now it's finished. Okay. Took a little time. Just running a little behind there.
And the contact happened up on the top lane, and he got collected hard. It looks like the 5 got a hold of whoever was in front of him, turned him down, and just destroyed the 28 truck.
And the engine has expired. There is, of course, nothing left in that. Yeah, it is over for him.
Yeah, that thing's demolished. So the 5, I think, got the 9, and you'll see the 9 just come down and just absolutely hammer him, and bang.
There it goes. Nothing you can do about it there.
No, that's the second one we've had firewall deep in the field.
A simple casualty of Talladega, as one might mention.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the nature of the beast. With it being a handful of laps to go, there is no more give in this field. It's all take.
And now with gonna be, let's see, lights are off. Lights are off. So yeah, we'll have 6. No, sorry, lights are not off on the pace car. I'm sorry. So it looks like we'll have 5 to go. You're right. When we do go green flag racing, once again, it's an opportunity though for the 7 and Josh here to get this truck fixed up a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. And again, being someone who drove a damaged truck into the top 5, when there were other cautions in the official race, both Alan and I, we literally taped these trucks up. So it is possible for that 7 to still pull a rabbit out of his hat and be able to get into the top 5. But it's just a matter of how quick he's able to get through this field.
And I mentioned, Duran not having won a race just yet. You look at Joshua Reese, his first career victory came just recently at Auto Club, and so he would definitely like to make that number 2 to add that in. And then you look at Bayer. I'm just gonna go ahead and double check for him. I don't think I had seen anything for Bayer either. So you got 2 drivers here looking for their first victory, and again, Talladega, perfect place to be able to get it done.
Yeah, definitely. This is the nature of it. We could see a real big first-time winner here tonight.
Just kind of going through the field. Let's see. I don't see any other of them that would be in the winner situation. So. All right, so we're coming 6 to green here. 6 to go, and it'll be 5, of course, once we come back.
There'll be 5. There'll be a 5-finger salute coming up here for the restart, and this is really where the belts are going to have to get tightened up.
And I have, let's see. All righty. Looks like almost everybody said they got a little bit of damage or not. This should be pretty much okay. The 7 coming back out on track here. Again, getting it up, fixed up as much as he possibly can, as we are looking for quite the entertaining story here at the front of this one. Which again, the extra cautions that could play into the factor if some of these drivers didn't, only just topped off a tad bit, just barely enough to be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, if you're only topping off to make it to the end, you might be in trouble if this goes into overtime. But these caution laps, again, I mentioned earlier, it's 2-1 caution to green here, so they might be okay for one green white checker, but I wouldn't put it past for 2 or 3. So a lot of these guys are hoping this ends in regulation. There are some that are damaged that thought they might have a chance to win this that are hoping to have maybe one more shot. But let's get through these last 5 laps first to figure out who's doing what.
I'm glad I am up in the booth because that's something I don't want to be trying to figure out right now for these.
Yeah, I'd be tightening my gloves like I'm Nomar Garcia Parra right about now before going green.
Yep, tighten those. Tighten what you got. If you got a belt, tighten them. If you're just got the gloves on, or don't take them off. We don't say the gloves come off here, but that's just a saying. You want to keep those gloves on.
Yeah, and yes, I just outed myself. I wear a pair of gloves when I'm racing, and it's not driving gloves. It's not even batting gloves. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. I actually wear a pair of AJ Styles gloves.
AJ Styles.
Yes, AJ Styles.
Hey,
they actually have some pretty good grip, and they're actually quite comfortable.
I wear my old karting gloves, actually, my old that I used to go karting with when I used to race IRL. So,
but everyone's got a comfort factor. Restart zone has been acknowledged. Barney's got the flag up in the air. It's going to be Max Service and Kyle Lengerfeld bringing everybody back down to green. We have got ourselves 5 to go.
5 to go here at Talladega. I like that some of them use or don't use the gloves here, and it is definitely a personal preference. I do use racing shoes now. That's only just because when I updated my pedals, I just can't. These things are tough. These load cell.
I've got a size 13 foot. I really can't use driving shoes.
Oh, I got size 11. I have my old racing shoes from when I raced. So by catching fire while racing, I am still good. At least a little bit of fire retardant.
If you're catching fire while you're iRacing, there's a problem somewhere in your electrical system.
Exactly. Well, at least I'm somewhat prepared. These drivers right now, they're fire out on track. It's fireworks we're about to see. Forder goes and come across the line. Kyle Lingerfeld right now with the lead on that outside, kind of somewhat middle lane with the 2 helping him. But now the 65 jumps to the bottom. It is the 2. It is the 1 behind him. Then the 3 at the very top. We're looking to be 3 wide here as they come off of turn number 2 for the lead, hopefully.
Yeah, that outside lane is starting to pick up a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't think that 7's got all his damage, but he's falling off the draft. He's going to need another caution to try to catch back up. I think the 88 is there. No, it's a 55 with him that's damaged. Well, we got someone else off the side. Yeah, we got another one wrecking.
Caution, it's just a single truck as he stay out on the track. And what problems could that come up? That's actually the 77 of Seth Berger, who we saw running up front for a good portion of this race. So not happy for him as well. 3 to go as they're about to come across the line.
They're keeping it green right now. I think Seth might have gotten out of the way. Yeah, it looks like Seth did get out of the way.
Oh, no, but they're wrecking, though. They are wrecking here.
But about that. Well, once again, it gets interesting. That was a 56 involved with a few other people.
We're going to go back first to see what happened to the 77 of Seth Berger. And then we'll go ahead and see what happened with
Back that up a little bit more. I think he got some. I think he had a bad bump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got put in a bad situation.
Domino, just kind of, or not domino, mostly just spring effect. I don't know where else you can go. Great save, though.
The accordion effect really hurt, and he did a whale of a job keeping control of that truck.
And those trucks coming right by as well. Good job on them for keeping where they were at, keep it away.
Yeah.
And then...
That was amazing. That's the guy to be the save of the night.
And it might be beneficial to him. He might have been involved in that wreck if not, so he's got a clean truck.
Yeah, I mean, look at it that way. He got knocked out of the lead draft, but at the same token, he didn't get tore up.
Oh, there it is.
Speaking of getting tore up, let's see how this started. Looks like it's in front, up towards the 56 here.
Oh, so then we
yeah, it's the 1.
With a push.
The 1 gets crossed up. The 1 gets crossed up off the 6's nose.
Yeah, the 6 comes a little too low, and it's just, it is not that he necessarily did it on purpose, but it takes us a little bit for him to get hooked. And the 21, he had done a good job previously. The 5 got involved in this as well.
Yeah, the 56 has got some nose damage in that.
The 88 as well. Not too bad.
So, no, I think he might be okay. I see a little bit of rear end damage on that 88 as well, but I think he'll be fine.
Now, this
a lot of these guys
puts us into a green-white checkered moment, though.
Oh, that it does, and I think there's going to be everybody and their brother coming down pit. Well, I guess a few trucks stayed out, but there's going to be those that were damaged that decide to come in and get some fix. Yeah. And, yeah, now we've really got the interesting part, because now who has the fuel to get through a green-white checker?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd assume these guys are coming still here. They must feel like they are good to go. Kyle Lingerfeld with the lead. I gotta assume Jesse Adams, who the number 55 truck, he'd pit lap 78. Ben Park had topped off at 75 just after these guys. So those two maybe give ourselves the best opportunity for to guarantee their fuel. But hey, these guys might be good at fuel too, and we don't even know. You mentioned all these caution laps have probably come to that to their benefit. And also, they took less fuel. Maybe they spent less time on pit lane previous because they had been already adding fuel, and they just didn't need so much fuel. We don't even consider that. Could be they just didn't need to spend that much time because they were already, had more fuels than some of these other drivers. So, Shane, I think we've got just a few more moments, and this race is just about over. Granted, now only 12 trucks on track now. It looks like some other trucks coming back out. They're all in pit lane trying to get some damage repair, of course. Again, big benefit for Joshua, just trying to get every little bit that he can done.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be, I think, 18 trucks on the track when we go back green. First truck out in 19th is Brandon Combs after he got the front end knocked off it. And again, again, I wouldn't rule out the 7 truck, but something also tells me that truck has got a little bit more damage than even we were originally thinking. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But again, you're looking at about 2 minutes for a caution lap here. That's a lot of time to get damage fixed. So, you know, we're getting ready to come back, 1 to go. We've hit lap 85. We're going to hit lap 85. So, scheduled distance hit. But we ain't done yet. And the track temp is cooling off even more.
That's what I love. I love it. We'll go ahead and double check that now that you bring it up for us, of course.
It's I'm
98?
97 degrees right now. Yeah, 97, 98 degrees. So it's cooling off even more.
You might not think that's a big difference, but does it make a difference for sure for a lot of these drivers?
So, go figure. I mean, now we got a little bit more grip in the track. We got guys on different strategies. We got the lights out. Well, this is now really going to be the gloves coming off. We're about to see a 185-mile-an-hour hockey fight.
That's nothing, isn't it?
Hey, I'm all for it, man. It's Talladega. You're going for a win. You got to do what you got to do at this point. Whatever run you were holding on to, you got to take it any chance you can get. And if someone tries to throw the block, I hate to tell you something, bud, it ain't going to work. What was it one of the ARCA drivers said a while back when it was a restart at Daytona? He's either going to see the checkered flag or he's going to see Jesus. This is where we're sitting right about now.
Yep. We'll put pedal to the floor and I'm going to see one of them. Goodness. I love it.
Well, and I just got a message from Brandon. It was fun while it lasted. Very intense and a lot of fun. He's hanging around in Discord till it's over. But, you know, Brandon, I feel for you, bud. That was just Talladega racing at its finest, man. You definitely put up a show. You know, we will definitely see you next week, though.
Yeah, we've enjoyed this so much. Been a great race here at Talladega for us. And then next week, they head to Iowa. Very, very different from here.
Back to the short tracks that, again, it's a bigger Richmond, and Richmond thinks it's a super speedway. That's actually a short track. So here we go with another one.
Yeah, they have Iowa. Then they go to Homestead, Dover, New Hampshire, and then Old Atlanta to finish the season. What a fantastic cap to the season, these final 5 or 6 races.
New Hampshire, then Atlanta. That sounds like something I used to do way back when I was younger, but as the iRacing.com Silverado made that left-hand turn, we are going green, white checker. That's right. NASCAR overtime. And as Lingerfelt in service, bringing them back down to the green. Barney's got it in the air, in the wind. We are back at it for 2 laps. Can we make it?
This is where I forget that we are these commentators. I just become a fan and I just get stuck watching it. I almost forget that we got to talk to people about this. This is just some great action. Again, you mentioned all the drivers, you know, starting in the back. Look at this now. 6 of our top 7 drivers up 17 plus spots. Unbelievable right now.
Yeah, it's Kyle Lingerfelt and Max Service trying to lead the way. Both of them got a whole lot of help, but it's starting to get a little bit dicey. Here comes, it looks like, who is that on the top shelf? Is that the...
That was, the 45. Sorry, the 19, if I'm not mistaken. No,
well, whoever that was just plugged the fences. We're 3x3.
The 13,
we got a big old wreck. We take the white flag. We take the white flag.
Yep, they have taken the white flag. That is the 13.
Which means this race will end.
Jonathan Byer.
Jonathan Byer's going to try to come down and take the lead.
The 81
Service is going to try to get right behind him.
I cannot believe the 81 found a way to fit it in there.
Yeah, but I don't know how well this is going to work out. The 81's going to try to be pushing Byer into 13 as they come down the super stretch one last time. 3 and 4 waits them. The 81's trying to get a run, but that 3 truck on the outside is going to try to bring everybody back. They're slicing and dicing midway through here. The 81's going to try to get that run. Remember, the start-finish line's not in the flyover. It's down towards turn 1. It's about
they're wrecking again, though.
More wrecking behind them. The 65 airborne.
What's going to happen?
As they come down to the start-finish, the 81 banks. No, it's going to be a wreck.
They're wrecking behind them.
13 of Jonathan Byer winning the race.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. He stayed in the back all day. We did not talk about him. We almost didn't know who it was. And he's going to come out of here with a win.
from?
Unbelievable. And guess what? Up 22 spots. He started dead last, 23rd in the field. Last truck, and he came home with a win at the very end. Unbelievable there for Jonathan Byer.
Hey, what a race.
Wow.
I think he was the one that was coming up on the outside on the white flag lap that slapped the fence because the 81 tried to block him, and he just kept his foot in it and said, no, dude, I'm pulling to Kevin Harvick. Screw this. I'm coming hell or high water, and made it happen.
Yeah, right here. This is exactly what you're talking about.
This is coming to the white flag.
We're going to back it up just a little bit. Give everybody this great view of how this works. He's on the outside. Look at it. This is what is important here. He gets immediately behind him for a quick little draft. He's got the help behind him where he needs.
Yeah, he's making this outside run. He's side drafting that 2 truck. He's side drafted the daylights out of it. The 81 tries to throw enough of a block to try to stop him. He just runs the 81 hard. He pushes the 81 past Park into 3. And then the 81 and him just hang out as long as possible. The 13 drops to the bottom. The 81 still one in the middle. The 81 drops down to the bottom. Now, we've already had one big wreck behind these guys. We'll get to that in a minute.
We're in the gearbox there.
Where the 81 is literally so far up underneath that 13 truck, you can literally see the spoil.
Oh my goodness, here it is. There they are. You see them come right back around to 3. It's the outside. They're trying to battle too hard without making a run happen. That's the first thing. Then you see this run to the outside with the 45.
Yeah, then you see that second wreck with Lingerfeld getting airborne. He's flipping around like there's no tomorrow. And then the contact with the 2 and the 81. That's what sends the 81 in the fence. The 2 gets turned himself, and that frees the 13 up to come across the line with Dan Park second. Where did these guys come from?
Again, they just waited out in the back, and they made it work. Unbelievable. Let's go ahead and bring in this. Let's see if we can find them. Jonathan Byer. Let's see.
I don't see it.
Let's bring in our third place driver, then Jesse Adams. We'll start from third up and go up.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse Adams. This is Angel and Shane here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us.
I got you. How you guys doing?
We are doing pretty good. How are you doing? How is the heart doing after that intense final 2 laps right there, and then unbelievable out of nowhere third place finish for someone? It seems like just kind of waited out in the back for most of the race.
Yeah, I just early on in the race I tried to get a feel for it. First off, I have to say happy belated birthday to Poppy who's watching, and then happy birthday to Mum whose birthday is today. So
nice.
I think my fans were. I think they were helping me tonight because usually I don't have the luck that kind of goes with these races, and I don't know. Doing it for Dale tonight just cause. Yeah, I had wheel damage from one of the earlier incidents, and then the last caution before this restart. I was like, you know what? I'll just stay out, and then some people had a pit that restarted me 11th, and I was like, okay, cool, and then. From there, I was like, I'm just not leaving the bottom line, and seas parted, and just got lucky to finish third. So I'll take it. I'm happy about it.
That's what I love to hear. I love the enthusiasm. And it's great you had some family watching on a birthday and give some additional luck to work with it. It seemed like, of course, it was a great, fun race. We're glad that you got to enjoy yourself, Jesse. Anybody else that you would like to thank aside from them? Any sponsors? Anybody else that may be watching and to go celebrate your podium finish here tonight?
I'll thank my teammates, too, on both Dark Horse Racing and with JFM. I'm kind of just a lone guy out here. I just run part-time whenever Wednesday aligns with my schedule. So, yeah, I appreciate them helping whenever they can. And, yeah, it was a fun night.
Awesome, Jesse. Well, we appreciate you jumping in with us. We hope to see you again here soon as part of that part-time schedule.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, happy birthday again to the family members from him. Jonathan is in, but we'll go ahead and keep up with our order here. We'll bring in Dan Park. Dan? This is Angel and Shane here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us here.
I got you.
All right. Well, kind of the way Shane said it right there. Out of nowhere, you're gonna come home here with a second place finish. Not so close, but second place after all the chaos that happened probably isn't the worst thing in the world for you either, there, Dan. Walk us through this race, and I mean, how did it go compared to expectations?
I enjoyed this race actually. I was able to drive from the back to the front on 3 different occasions, get back into the lead, and then on that last restart, I knew my only chance of doing anything was to clear Max and move up, get in front of Kyle. That was the only chance I had. And then once they cleared me, I was like, okay, now they're not gonna leave each other, so I have to try to make a move.
And you know, of course, having that infamous number 3, you were finding ways to go left, right, in between drivers, you know, to be able to find a way. And you mentioned it, you found ways to be able to get through, and how much fun that was. A lot of the drivers, even if they got involved in wrecks, you know, mentioning they were just having a lot of fun out there. The trucks seemed like they were slipping and sliding. It looked like they were uncomfortable. And it seemed like that was the recipe for success for a lot of them, for everyone, and really enjoying themselves here. Because 85 laps can get pretty extensive at Talladega if you don't have some fun in the in-between.
Yeah, it definitely can be. Like, that long, the run before the final caution, I was saving fuel so I can make it. I was like, I'm just saving fuel to make it. And then it was like, oh, where you caution? Now it's just all hell's going to break loose, and we got to go for it.
Hey, that's what we get to enjoy as well, though. We the different aspects, of course, of the to talk about all the different pit strategies, and then of course just all hell breaking loose there at the end. Dan, who all do you have to thank? Any friends, sponsors before we let you go? Celebrate this podium finish, and I guess a quick update. Let us know how you feel about Iowa coming up next week's schedule.
I enjoy Iowa. Like, Iowa's turned into one of my favorites, but I got to thank Michael Steele and Steele Graphics and Designs. He's painted all my vehicles, and watching us put it 1-2 with Steel Graphics is kind of entertaining. Congratulate Jonathan on the win. I think it's his first win.
It is, yes.
Career
it is his first win. That's correct.
So I'm happy to see that. Sad it wasn't me, but I'm happy to see him win.
Well, now you're tied.
And thanks to the team, Josh Fox Motorsports. Got to thank all of them.
Awesome. We appreciate you very much, Dan, jumping in here with us. Good luck, and we'll see you next week at Iowa, and hopefully adding a second victory here for yourself on your wins.
Yes, sir.
All right, Shane, I love that so much. And because of that, I was preparing to mention it, but he did beat me to it. Let's go ahead and bring in our first-time winner here, and Shane, take him away. Oh, well, hold on. Where's the wrong button? There we go.
Hey, John, it's Shane and Angel in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, how about that, Mr. First-Time Winner? From the outhouse to the penthouse tonight, how did this race go for you?
Just kind of like a normal super speedway race does for me. I just kind of hang out and let everybody race and kind of see what I want to do strategy-wise, see what my teammates are doing, kind of gather up a picture, and then when we get in the last 10 laps, well, usually if I'm just hanging out, the truck's still in one piece, and then we can go for it. And it just so happened that we were able to cycle through the front because we were saving a little fuel in the back. So we got up front, and once we got up there, I mean, the truck didn't have a scratch on it. So it was plenty fast, and the seas parted just the right ways. Got really good pushes from teammates like Emerson and Max, and so that's all it takes to win at these tracks. So it was cool to put the Steel Graphics Designs trucks 1-2. With Dan finishing second. Pretty picturesque night.
Yeah, we were talking about everything. We didn't even really keep too big of an eye on you through this race, but all of a sudden, with that final few laps coming, you literally pulled a Kevin Harvick because we were like, where did he come from? So, again, dude, congratulations. This is the first of many, I feel like, that's going to be coming for you.
Yeah, running Outlaws is new for me. The Park brothers turned me on to this series. I run other series myself, and I get so caught up in running leagues that I don't get to race much anymore. The wheel, honestly, was not on my desk for like 6 to 8 months recently. So they're like, hey, come have some fun with us on Wednesday nights in Outlaws. I was like, sounds great. I'll be there. And I've just had a blast this year. There's been some tough races like Bristol Dirt, Lime Rock. Kind of a sore eye spot out there, but we've had really good weeks. So far at Talladega this year with 2 races, we've finished first and second. So I guess Talladega is one that's good for us, but it's just been a blast to get the wheel back on the desk, get back out here with the guys, have some fun, remember why we do this, as a pastime, kind of our separation from everyday life, and get out here and run some circles and have a good time. So it's been nice doing that. Tonight's race I thought was a really entertaining race for Super Speedway is concerned. There was strategy, there was a lot of action. I mean, I had a great view riding near the back the whole race of what was going on up front, right? And it was 3-4 wide for a
Yep.
majority of it. So I know you guys had entertaining. And as somebody who, runs leagues myself and does broadcasts, I know a race like that makes it a lot easier for you guys to call up there. So I hope it was a good show for you all and a good show for everybody that watched.
Oh, we had an absolute blast, man. And I actually feel fortunate because I was the one that brought you home to the line for this one. So I feel fortunate to be the one calling your first ever win, here in Outlaw. So hopefully you enjoy that one. Before we let you get out of here to celebrate it, man, who helps you get it on that 13 you want to thank for this first career checkered flag?
Yeah, man. I first of all want to thank my family. Kind of a difficult week for us. Tuesday morning, my grandmother passed away. So this is just a good cap on a not so great week for us. But this is a good way to honor her as well. So I want to say I'm thinking of them and everybody that's watching, but then also Steel Graphics and Designs for painting some awesome schemes, including my truck and then the 3 truck that finished second tonight, Bolify, Tournament Pay, Longo Toyota Prosper, Southwest Auto Shield, and then Speed Racing Network for their continued support of us. And Speed Racing Network is the league which I run, which we're starting on Tuesday night starting next week. So if anybody wants some more racing action, we got you covered on Tuesdays. And then, of course, you need to come in here and tune in on Wednesdays because this has been some great action all year long.
Well, my friend, congratulations. This is the first of many for you now that you got this one out of the way. Celebrate this one in style. We'll see you next week in Iowa.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm out of breath, dude.
Man, what a race.
I am completely out of breath, and I was up here calling it. I can only imagine what those guys down there are feeling.
Man, what a spectacular finish to that race. Just an overall, and he mentioned it. He was right. The fact that we had so many different things going on throughout the race, it really did make for an exciting Talladega race for everyone. We're very, very grateful, of course, just to be able to get to call it, but get to watch it as well. We had the final results here. Jonathan Byer mentioning his victory with his teammate Dan Park right behind him. Jesse Adams, they are in third. Adam Gardner in fourth. Josh Fox rounding out your top 5. Joshua Reese, Merlin Duran in 6th and 7th, Aiden Giordano in 8th, Joshua Ballier in 9th. Hey, look at that, still put out top 10 with his damaged truck at the end, and then Jeremiah Stutzman, he will round out your top 10.
Yeah, Ben Henry, Max Service, Emerson, Ardon, Ben Park, Seth Berger, Matthew Setzer, Kyle Lingerfeld, Joshua McClellan, Brandon Combs, unfortunately the first one out, and Brandon Richardson will round out your top 20 with the final 3 being Forrest Hamilton, Andrew St. Collier, and Devin Smith. Unfortunately, those last 5 trucks were the first ones out tonight. Like I said, dude, this was something. And now we go to the short track that thinks it's a super speedway, Iowa next week. I cannot wait.
And then you got Homestead after that, which these trucks at Homestead are just so much fun. We're not going to be broadcasting, but I'll probably be tuning in to watch, that's for sure.
Oh, I know I'm going to be here to call it. So all I know is I'm out of breath. I got things in the morning. I know everyone else does. So we need to get up on out of here. So for everybody here with SRM, Angel, this was a blast as always, my man. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in, whether it's been on YouTube or anywhere else you've been able to watch. Just remember, as the late, great Tony Trapazzo has said, today, tomorrow, and every day as you walk down the road to life, please don't play in traffic. And until we meet again next Wednesday from Iowa, everybody, please do take care.
Oh, man, I just got emotion there. Yes, you're right. Oh, Tony, we love you. We miss you. Absolutely. Take care, everyone. good evening. So have a good night. Go get some rest.